it's Corey the Reset Girl. So, it's time to debut. Hi, everybody, it's Corey the Reset Girl. So, it's time to debut. Hi, everybody, it's Corey the Reset Girl. So, it's time to debut.
Hello everyone, just having a few technical issues that we're dealing with. Number one is the audio synchronized. So if I say the numbers 1, 2, 3, is it synchronized coming across to you? Hello everyone, just having a few technical issues that we're dealing with. Number one is the audio synchronized. And it looks like the video quality is kind of low. Okay, sounds good. Is it synced? Okay, yes. So if you could mute your laptop, that would be helpful. Okay, works fine. Is the video a little blocky on your guys' side? A little dark. Sounds good, okay. Keep buffering. Yeah, I'm not sure how our signal's gonna work here. Video is great. Okay. Hopefully it stays that way. A little bit dark. No sound? I haven't heard anybody else say there's no sound, so the sound should be working. And a little dark. Let's see. Configure video input. Turn that up a bit. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take this camera off, and then Corey will sit down because she likes to do her "Hi, everybody." So, so she'll be on in a minute.
It's Corey, a 3-Set Girl. I am kind of thrown off a little bit because I can't hear the music. I didn't know how to gracefully segue into my show. I'm telling you guys, I need to have like a little theme song or something that I can kind of just slide into the camera. So welcome to the Late Night Crafty Club, and I am so excited to see your little faces. So I'm looking at your little faces, but I actually have to look down here on the desktop to see the little chat room, so I can actually say, hello everybody, hello Julie and Judy. And I am seeing some new little faces here tonight. I see some of you are here for the first time watching a live show, which is fabulous. I think changing the show when I was on the West Coast and doing it, I think at 8 p.m. West Coast time, that makes it 11 p.m. Eastern time, and that's pretty late for some of you. So it's funny how that wouldn't have been late when we were in our 20s, and but as we get older, it's totally it's all about how much energy level you have left after adulting all day. And this week was adulting all week. And yesterday was Thanksgiving here in America. So many of you had the day off yesterday, or some of you actually had to work most of the day cooking and then cleaning up after everybody. So hi everybody, I see all your little faces. Hello, hello, sis. Hi Ellie, hi Carrie and Wendy and Gemelin and Carol, and hi Miss Tracy and Chris. And I feel like I so feel like I'm on the romper room, and I see Debbie and Deborah and I see Patty, Rachel. I need to get myself a little magic mirror. So hi Victoria, hi Kesia, hi Kimberly. I am so glad you're here. Teresa and Sandra and Amanda and Judy and Charlotte, and I could just go on and on and on and on and on with all your little names. So hi Teresa. So I am really excited to see you guys. It has been a really long time. We had some technical issues tonight, and I was a little concerned, like, is this not going to happen? Because we changed locations. We are no longer in Georgia. We are in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. If you have, if you follow me on Instagram or are in my communities, you would see that I have been posting a little bit about what we've been doing here, and this place is amazing. I cannot believe how awesome Pigeon Forge, Tennessee is. All I remember from the time that I was younger is I seem to recall somewhere along the line learning that Dollywood was based in Pigeon Forge, and I'm fairly sure it was pretty new, like newer when it was like the newer time where it was built that I learned about it. And so that's a whole lot of years always dreaming and thinking is I want to go to Dollywood one day. And now we are here in that town. We're finally here. And you know, all I've ever heard about Pigeon Forge was Dollywood. Technically, I don't know if it's technically in Pigeon Forge. It might be in Sevierville. But in any event, I had no idea that this is like the entertainment mecca of the Smoky Mountains. Really, in my opinion, the entertainment area of like the east, like the whole eastern seaboard, eastern coast, if you will. I don't know who else has this kind of like setup here. It is incredible. If you have a bucket list going on about places you want to see in the United States, I urge you to put Pigeon Forge, Tennessee on it. Gatlinburg and Sevierville, they're all like a cluster of towns. They all have little personalities. And honestly, Mr. Crafty and I are so in love with this area that, because it hits all of the boxes that we had, all our little checklist, it hits all of it. It's 22 miles away from Knoxville, Tennessee, which is a major area with an airport, a city, shopping. But right here in town, which is the incredible part for being a fairly small town, there's a Hobby Lobby and Staples and all the stores that I love, like Ulta. They're all here. You could literally not have to leave if you didn't want to. So it's really awesome here, and beautiful. We're in the Smoky Mountains. It is as lovely as I imagined because it's fall and everything about fall is lovely. But especially here, it is still fall here. The trees have not all shed their leaves, so you still see yellow and orange everywhere. And yesterday was Thanksgiving, so here in town, everybody was out. This was not a town where it seems like people were in. This is a town where you come to like be entertained. It's like I've been calling it the Las Vegas of Mayberry. If Mayberry had a Las Vegas, this would be it. It's like clean, wholesome fun for the entire family. It's incredible. It has tons of dinner shows, dinner theaters here, and all kinds of places to take your kids to be entertained and to do family. Like there's like 3 mini golf courses here, 3 different like go-kart places. It is entertainment mecca. But in a completely awesome way. So we did go out yesterday, trying to have, like, for me at least, trying to be distracted from the fact that I'm on the complete opposite coast of my entire family. That it's my first Thanksgiving without my father. And we decided to go to one of the dinner theaters, and which was awesome. I have to tell you, since I've decided that I'm going to start eating differently, and I call it vegan-ish because I'm not eating strictly vegan. The one thing I will waffle on is fish and shrimp. Those are the 2 things that I'm attached to because it's literally the only protein that I like, enjoy, want to eat it. So and that's not technically vegan, but everything else I eschew. But trying to go out to eat it's so hard. So I asked for the vegetarian plate, and I guess in my head I've never ordered a veggie plate, like a vegetarian meal before, and I sort of thought there'd be vegetables on the plate. There were not. So it was like every white bland carb on a plate. It was awesome. It was kind of funny, actually, in the big scheme of things, because I was trying to do something awesome to like escape, and then I ended up being like hysterically funny because I didn't even eat it. So my Thanksgiving dinner was it was a fish sandwich from Burger King, because that was the only place we could find to eat, because I did not have anything that was easy to cook at that point after it was so late at night. So it's kind of funny. I actually took pictures of everything because I'm like, when I go to scrapbook this Thanksgiving, I want to have documentation of how funny it is that I went to dinner theater and didn't eat dinner and then had a fish sandwich for Thanksgiving. So, Vol. You know what, Ellie? That is a good point. I have heard someone else say that too. They were talking about Louisville. They said to make it sound like you have a marble in your mouth. So, Knoxville, Seaverville. See, I get it. That's the problem with being from the West Coast, is you do not have that fantastic Southern accent that they have here. And I can't get enough of it. I love hearing it. I love hearing the kids talk like that. Oh my gosh, how precious. Kids here say yes ma'am and no sir, and I just think it's awesome. So anyway, welcome to the South. Yes, the South is not necessarily veggie friendly, I guess. And I have to tell you that it's awful to order. I apologize in advance. And I may have mentioned this in the last Late Night Crafty Club, because this has been an ongoing issue. But I have to say, I have not felt tempted to change it. I will say, though, it has taken a lot of the joy out of eating, which may be a very good thing, because maybe it was a little too joyful for me. So I wanted to show you guys my setup here, because it's ridiculous. You should see, I have lights shining everywhere. I have all of this. I have like I have 3 computers. I have stuff piled everywhere, and I'm hoping that I will be able to keep it all straight. But I thought it would be fun to show you a behind the scenes of, I have my little webcam here, and I'm going to turn it around so that you guys can see. Let me see here. Okay, this is my new little thingy. Okay, so there you can see, that is my the screen, and you can see that's the camera I have to look at to see you. Hello, everybody. Say hi to yourselves. So that's the screen I'm looking at with my notes for tonight, and I'm going to show you that screen. I have some things I want to show you, and then here is the chat room, so I can read what you guys are writing in here and say hello. Hi, Loretta. See, you're saying that you finally made it to the live stream first time, and now I'm calling you out in front of everybody. So welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Judy and Amanda. Hi, Victoria. And Mr. Crafty's birthday was awesome. Thank you for asking. Oh, Props for Fun is giving me a Sevierville. Thank you. I actually did not know how to pronounce it. I have not heard anyone say it while I've been here. So it's lovely. Sevierville. See, the way you say it even makes me sound Southern. So over here is my little tray of goodness and all of, like, the little fun stuff I'm going to show you in tonight's episode. Here's one of Mr. Crafty's lights. Over here is like my little daily planners, and then over here is my little organizer and my little RV. This was the picture I shared on Instagram yesterday, was this shot right here. And then over here, this is Mr. Crafty. He is so adorable. He staged this whole little scene here for you girls to be able to see something pretty. That's me and my mom on my 40th birthday. We went to the top of the Empire State Building, and it was awesome. It was like a dream come true getting to do that with her. So that's my little picture of me and my mommy. And then swinging you guys around to this side. And you can see, like, that's kind of a mess. It's not how it normally is. But that's what happens when you have tech support come in and take your office over. But he has everything set up. Then I have my little cabinet. This normally sits under there, and he pulls it out so that I have some of the stuff I'm going to talk to you guys about tonight staged here. I pulled the drawer open so I could put more stuff here to show you. But this is what I normally would have been crafting on. So Mr. Crafty has it set up for me that now I can actually be at my real desk, right? Isn't that cool? So now you're getting to see that it's like laptop inception. They never stop coming. Look. Okay, Miss Deborah Wilson asks, I love that RV. Where did you get it? Okay, so I'm going to change cameras. Hello. There's me in the webcam. I'm putting that away. We bought this RV. There's a really popular website for RV shopping, and it's I don't remember the name of it, but so I just spent a lot of time doing research. We both did. And what we found out is, over the years, all these manufacturers crank out different types of floor plans. This floor plan they don't make anymore, but I figured out that this floor plan had this little area here, and they were calling it an office suite. And I actually have seen probably 3 or 4 families that have this RV type on YouTube. One of them is like a Christian family. It's like a pastor, and he uses this as his office. And then he and his wife are here, and then all their kids are in the front. So Mr. Crafty and I are kind of spoiled because we don't have to share our RV with any kids. It's all ours. But yeah, there's quite a few YouTube families. Like, I love watching full-time RV living families on YouTube. It's so fun to see how, I don't know, just like how cool people make their videos and the places that they travel and the information that they share. And we ended up finding this one at a place in Florida. So there was maybe 6 of these available at the time, and they do periodically come up for sale. It is a Holiday Rambler Ambassador PLQ. The PLQ is important because it is what makes you get this. So, and every time I pull away to look at you guys, there's shenanigans going on in the chat room, and I'm like, what's going on? What are you guys talking about? So, hello, Damaris. Yes, Loretta. Those are the little fairy lights that Mr. Crafty set up for me in here. Hi.
Hi. They meant the baby RV on your desk.
Oh! Oh my God. All right, I just wasted 10 minutes of our time tonight talking about our RV. I'm so sorry. This RV. Okay, so Mr. Crafty just corrected me that this is what you actually meant, and now I feel it's totally stupid. So if you're in the market for RV shopping, I just gave you a hot tip. But if you were just interested in this, Mr. Crafty got for me as a gift. I think this was my birthday gift. This is kind of funny. I have had on my little wish list, I've had this, I can't remember, I'm drawing a blank on the name of, anyway, it's actually like a more full-size version of this. It's a larger one, and it was actually a toy that they made. I don't know if it was like a Tonka toy, if Tonka made it, but it was made in the 60s or the 70s, and it's totally vintage. And you can find them from time to time, but they're like $100 to $200. And I saw one time in a magazine, and I have always wanted one of these RVs, but this size, and bless his heart, he did not realize when he was purchasing this, I'm sure for a bargain price, that he was actually getting this very smaller size. So anyway, but I think it's adorable, so I have it here, but one day, there you go, Jill. So I answered your question. You were interested in my RV. So either way, everyone got their questions answered. So I don't even remember what we were going to talk about. Okay. So anyway, I need to focus. So I have to do a little bit of housekeeping, which I think is a really good way to kind of start the show, is just kind of go over some stuff, because when you guys are here, I have your attention and I can share with you some little updates going on at TRG, and then we can move on to the topic for the evening. And then we can, I'm going to do some actual crafting, which I've noticed that the Crafty Commonplace book. I was like, there's a word place in there somewhere. Has been a hit. You guys are loving it. I see little posts in the group from time to time, and that just that thrills my heart, because A, it's a really cute name, Commonplace book, and then I'm just throwing the little extra crafty on there because we're crafty girls, and we're going to have an opportunity to bust out our stash and do stuff with it. So we're gonna do that tonight. So let's go over some info, okay? Real fast, as fast as I'm capable of. You guys know how I am. So hi, Kathy, your first time here. It's like long time listener, first time caller. I am so glad, and I am so glad if you are new here. I am so glad that you're here. I'm glad that you were able to partake. The best thing about being in the live show versus watching it after is that now you get to talk and chat with a whole bunch of people from all over the world. There are some people here who are actually from other countries, and from time to time we get a planner guy joining us, so that's why I try to remember to say people. So Loretta is asking, it's a 40 PLQ, so PLQ. There is a PDQ, but it's not. It's that one's different. It's the PLQ. So, hi Carrie, I'm so glad that you made it. I'm glad to see your little face, and I bet, is it snowing back in Oregon where you are? I was seeing pictures of people, like, I want to say right after Halloween, like it was still in, I want to say it was like early November, mid-November, and there was snow falling. And I was kind of a little bit sad that I was missing that, because, you know, seeing snow in Washington is like, it's, at least where I lived, was kind of like a unicorn situation, because you're doing this hoping you're going to see it. But last year I got to see the snowfall for 2 hours, and that was it. That was my white Christmas. I don't think I will see any snow in Florida, and I'm not sure that I'll see any snow in this part of the country either. So, but I hope that you're enjoying it if that's what you're getting. So lots of liquid sunshine, yay! I will take rain though. Rain is spectacular too. I won't be that picky, and it is pretty chilly here. I was looking at the temperature, and it averages in At night it's dropping down into like the low 30s, and then during the day it's been in the about between the 50s and the 60s, somewhere in there. So I like the bundling up feeling. I mean, it's just super cozy. I have yet to put on a scarf, a hat, boots. I have yet to put on anything that feels like fall. So, but I'm hoping. So anyway, hi, Miss Kelly. I'm glad that you finally made it here too. So I am getting all kinds of distracted, and then we're going to end up with a 3-hour show, and nobody wants that. Miss Kimberly, I'm sorry, I keep banging the table. I actually am going to St. Petersburg, which actually is one of my talking points. So my next live in-person workshop is in St. Petersburg, Florida, December 9th and 10th at Whimsidoodle. If you guys have ever seen me post pictures, I have taught there now. This will be my 3rd year in a row teaching there. And I have tried to post pictures of my time that I've been there. It is the most incredible little scrapbook store. It's not really that little either. It has everything. It has a whole, like Julie, it has a whole section, like a whole store section room of quilting, of fabric and quilting. It's beautiful. So they take care of all their fabric crafters, and then they have like all the mixed media products that you can imagine. Diane Reevely and Tim from Tim, help me out, guys. Holtz, yes. And all those, the bigger names like Dina Wakely, the bigger names like in the mixed media world, they all teach there. Amy Tangerine teaches there. Shauna of Illustrated Faith teaches there. And I have gotten to teach there. I feel like I walk in there and I'm like people have gone before me that are like real teachers. And I tell everybody, I'm not a teacher. I'm not a teacher. What I am is an encourager. You know, that's what I feel like. I don't have any special techniques to show you. I have some ideas I think that are pretty cool, and I want to show you how you can incorporate them into your life, but that doesn't feel like teaching necessarily. So I like to keep the expectations very low. So people aren't disappointed. But it is a fun time, and I love these in-person workshops are fabulous. And I feel like people walk out of there just feeling very encouraged and uplifted. Everyone has a smile on their face. So I'm thinking that we're all doing good. And it's a lot of fun. It's fun to see you guys in real life and get to hug on you and love on you. So December 9th and 10th is the next time I'll be teaching a class. And then the next event after that will be the end of January in Nashville, Tennessee. And all of this information is on my theresetgirl.com page. I have a whole events. If you scroll down to the bottom of theresetgirl.com, the homepage, you'll see our events calendar. And that is where the Whimsidoodle information is. If you have the opportunity to come and take a class with me, I would love it. I'm going to be teaching 2 classes, the Faithful Girl Planner Workshop, which if any of you here on the thing have taken that class, please tell everyone how much you loved it, because that is my heart. That is a class that I love to teach, and I am praying that I have an opportunity to get my foot in the door with churches all over America and get women making a planner and having a whole experience like that in their faith life. So it's really about creating a tool and resource to strengthen you in your walk as a Christian. And the second class is the Craft Your Vision class. So I wanted to inspire a lot of you to, begin to visually see a way to reset your life. It could be resetting your health, your faith, your family, your finances, all of those things. And so I'm going to actually give you a little sneak peek about some ways that I'm going to do that. And I'm going to be teaching that Craft Your Vision class at Whimsidoodle. It has a killer kit for it, but I will also be launching an online class, Reset Your Goals, and that will take Craft Your Vision and wrap it up into that class, and then I will add a whole bunch of extra content, and it will become a goals and vision class. So I am super duper excited about that. I really, I'm not making a goal getter class, about a typical class about, setting goals. that's what I'm going to do. But I am thinking about you, my audience, the girls that I know, because I see your comments, I see your posts, I see you. Even if I don't personally respond, I see you. And so I incorporate all of your needs, the things that I think about in my community, where I have a lot of people that may not be like super duper, memory keepers and scrapbookers and talented, art journalers. And, some of that can be very intimidating. I want to attract the women to me that are like me, where that is intimidating to me too, but I want to start breaking it down and trying to dig in and incorporate some of that into my life. And that's what I did here on my Instagram, in the planner community. That was my way of like, I'm going to just try to be creative. I'm going to try to do this thing for me. And God chose to blow up my Instagram channel. He, used that opportunity to help me build a platform in which I get to do what I love most, which is to encourage you. And that kind of opens up a bigger topic for me, is that I've been really thinking about, where I want to go with all of this. For the last, 2.5, 3 years, we've really been focused on a business, a product generating business. And the truth is that to some extent that was sort of like an accident. I didn't read a book on like, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, because that's, I've always had a burning desire to do that. I did it because it's fun and because I found an outlet, a creative outlet, creating things for you guys. So that's been my creative outlet and something I've really enjoyed. And I've loved like getting the opportunity to come up with different ideas and share that with you guys. And you guys are so awesome. You have helped Mr. Crafty and I completely change our lives. We are sitting in this RV because you have supported our brand and our business and been interested in meeting us and interested in, going to workshops and interested in buying my products. And I will always, always, always be grateful for that, more than you could ever possibly imagine. But what I want to do more than anything is have an opportunity to really take that Reset Girl message that I was born in me, going on 8 years ago. I really want to take that message, which is my heart, and really find many different ways to help you truly reset your lives. Areas of your life. Many of you are going through changes and having things happen to you in your life like I did that you didn't expect or plan on or want, and it diverts your entire life, and it can feel like the end of your life in many ways. And I think what God often does is, some of us who have gone through enormous loss or enormous pain, or have had horrible childhoods or had horrible things happen to us, I think that He takes those people that walk such hard lives and roads, sometimes by their own choices and sometimes because of life's circumstances, and He gives those people an opportunity to take that pain and all that they've gone through to help other people. Because I will tell you right now, everything I went through that was so hard and felt like the end of my world as I knew it, that was worth it 100 times over to be able to do what I'm doing now. To have gone through that, if all I went through that for was just to be here to help you through what you're going through, completely worth it. Completely worth it. And most people that have gone through it will say the same thing, because that is the amazing thing that God does for you, is He takes that pain and He uses it for glory. So that's really been my heart, and I feel like it's like growing and growing inside of me, and that's kind of what I want to focus on more than anything else. So next year we're going to have many changes are going to be happening with the Reset Girl. And so you're not going to see these big grand collections that I've been doing every month with a big kit and all of that. What I want to do is start making things about small, monthly, little bite-sized, little mini sets, if you will. And we'll also have let's see, we're going to have mini collections each month. We're going to have more digital product every month. And then 4 times a year, we're going to have a mega kit. Like a mega kit, an awesome kit, just 4 times a year. And it will probably correspond along with an online workshop. So that's my plan, 4 online workshops. And if you went through Camp Reset, that's what I'm thinking of, like a Camp Reset experience, but bigger and grander. And definitely in a different platform. So you'll be able to watch videos like on an actual platform, and you'll have this amazing kit to work with that will correspond with what you're learning in your class. And that's really what I want to focus. These monthly kits we do are an enormous amount of work for this tiny little team I have. Like, there's just 4 of us. Me, Mr. Crafty, my employee back in Washington, Mallory, who is shipping your kits as we speak. She wanted you to know. She's our fabulous, like, she's been kitting everything, shipping everything out. She cuts a lot of the stickers for us behind the scenes. And then my girl Kelly, my graphic designer, who we work together practically on a daily basis, getting designs done together every week. So I really want to do this. I want to try. It's very scary to make such a huge cut to your income. Trust me, it's frightening. But I've prayed about this, and I feel like it's time, and I feel led, and I feel like next year, my word for the year is bold. And I'm ready to be bold. I'm ready to get out there and truly, like, start speaking. I'm Corey Speaker, darn it. So God gave me a new name, and I'm going to start walking in it. I am Corey Speaker. So that's what I want to focus on. And I think this way will be great because you guys will still get to enjoy like little, because I know that it's cool to see the big reveal, right? A lot of the scrapbooking clubs and all the kit clubs, the big reveal, it's a cool thing to see. What did they come up with for me? So I still want to give that to you guys, but I think 4 times a year, it's going to be great. You're going to get this fantastic kit. So we already have like the first kit being processed, like professionally done, and it's going to be awesome. We're going to I want to try at least twice this year. I want to create an actual traveler's notebook and offer that to you guys, and wait till you see like what I'm planning for it. So I have some amazing products planned. I think that it'll be a fun switch for you, and so we'll still have like these fun things to roll out every month for you. It'll just be a little bit different than we've been doing it. And right now, currently, the Honey Girl Sticker Co., which is my daughter's store, it's called, it's like we kind of joke it's our sister store, but really technically it's a daughter store. So I just want to show you really fast because we are actually having a sale right now.
Here, and
I have my tech support. He's taking over. He's taking over, literally.
It's my fault. There we go. They should be able to hear you now.
Okay. Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. Rachel says it's back. Hi, Miss Rachel. I just noticed your little teeny tiny little face. How are you doing, sweetheart? Thank you, Carrie. Okay, so we're back in the saddle. Okay. No, I did not go away, and it wasn't you, it was me. It was totally me. Okay, so the current sticker sale that we have going on, because it is Black Friday, running through midnight on Monday, you guys are getting a chance. We opened up the Reset Girl vault again. And you know how Disney always does that? We're bringing it back from the vault. So these stickers are are the TRG, all of our classic palettes, Honey Girl, Graceful, Cutie, Dreamer. These are the stickers that help put my shop on the map. This is like, I can't tell you how proud I was of this sticker collection. It was awesome putting this together. And what's really cool about this is that for this all of these palettes, I did not put things together based on what like I liked. What I did was I studied the planner community, and I put together a palette and a collection for every type of like planner girl that I could distinctly see. So like this is kind of the lady boss, the girl boss girls. It has a total Kate Spade-esque, these little cell phones. And then these are some of my daughter's stickers here. If you guys liked my Crafty Commonplace stickers I was using, this is the set for those. And everything through Monday at midnight, everything is 30% off with a minimum $20 order. So that's what I wanted to show you, because I was asked a whole lot about whether or not we were going to be having any sales. So these are like for bullet journaling and labeling. These are little reminders. There's a lot of reminders in here. I'm very much an encourager. So there's a lot of stuff in here that's kind of showing you guys like things to put into your fitness planners and stuff like that. And then these are the little mini checkbox stickers that I personally use in my planning. I think they are adorable. So we were really excited to get all these back into her store. These used to be the stickers that we offered, and we just had to stop offering individual sheets because it was just way too much work managing the store of that size. So we knew when we were leaving to come out here on the road that we couldn't take all of that with us. So this was kind of a way to kind of help divide and kind of bless everybody. So my daughter would get to have so we will continue making individual sheets for TRG, but they will get sold through her store because she has the ability to, you know, to do that. So through our store here, you guys will get these little smaller little mini I don't want to call them collections, but little mini sets. We're going to sell our stickers in sets. We won't sell them as just single sheets. But we are going to be having a Planner Honey collection because I've gotten so many requests. So we're going to do some physical collections, and I can't wait to show you. And then we're going to be doing digital. So those will be coming. And so that, my friends, is all of the housekeeping. So we can be done with that. We can actually start jumping in and talking about some stuff. So I would encourage you to take a look. If you are new to the Reset Girl, I personally just want you to know that the stories behind all these palettes were that each of them was a particular planner girl, and a lot of thought went into picking the icons. What would make your heart sing? What would you love to see? And I don't know, I was really proud of how the whole thing got rolled out and developed, and all of the stickers are just so beautiful. And Mr. Crafty has such high standards when it comes to producing. I can't even tell you guys how many ink cartridges we went through printing and just having like 12 silhouettes cutting all of those sheets. So it's really cool to see them live again. So yes, the honeys are going to be coming to the Reset Girl shop. They will not be single sheets. I'm going to be putting together the little collections because I have a very clear vision of what I want to do. I really want to help you guys sort of create some of the pages that I do and have like all the elements that I truly like love. I want to like put that together for you. So you have this kit. I don't know if I want to call it a kit, but you have like a set of elements that like I use in my stuff that you can easily recreate in your own projects. I think one of the things that makes me feel really good is how many women I have in the community that do feel a little nervous about being crafty. They feel like they love buying the stuff. We can agree that buying it is fabulous, but it is not the same thing. Hi, Miss Ricky Carter. It's not the same thing as actually using the stuff. So that's the part that I just think, like, if I could help bridge that for you and help make some easy steps to like be able to create stuff. That how do I get to where I am? People sometimes ask me, like, how do you come up to this, get it to look like that? This will help you figure that out. It's like putting like little puzzle pieces together, I guess is the best way to put it. So yes. So, okay. Yes, they will be back. Hello, Miss Jessica. Okay. Hi, Miss Adele. You're on. Everybody, Miss Inky Quill is in the room. And actually, I want to show everybody something. So Miss Adele is from Australia. And she has the most fabulous accent. And I saw a post today on Instagram that she is running a new classroom about putting together, what's it called? You have a very clever name for it, but it has to do with putting together a kit. So it's like this is a great way to segue to tonight's conversation. But she has a Black Friday sale going on one of her classes, and I actually signed up for it because I would sign up for anything Adele does. She is awesome. She is very, very, very inspiring. And I have to tell you, in the craft community, I don't know anybody who puts out the amount of content that she does. So I want to show you, let me go back here to my web so you guys can see my screen. This is Adele Miss Inky Quill. This is her site. It's inkyquill.com. And she has this Black Friday sale going on this class called Get Kitted. And it's got 30 videos in it, you guys, and it talks about like how to put together your own DIY scrapbook kits that from your stash. And I have to tell you, she's an incredible enabler. I probably watched maybe 3 or 4 of her videos, and before I knew it, I'd probably spent like a few $100s on new supplies. But she makes me feel like I can do it. Like watching her do stuff, it makes me feel like I can do it. That's what I mean about inspiring. Like I could do that. She breaks it down and makes it look like that's not that hard. So I wanted to promote her endeavor here because I think she's fabulous. And I think she's so fabulous that I actually reached out to her and asked her if she would please, please, please be on my design team because she's amazing. So, and she was so gracious to say yes. So Adele actually gets my kits and products, and she does unboxing videos and uses them. And I have to tell you, I can't even tell you how good it makes me feel after watching so many of your videos to see you using my products in your pages. And it's just like, ah. So yes, I am totally fangirling right now. So, anyway, so that's up there. I want to make sure that I promoted that. See, Michelle says the same thing. Feels inspired after watching your videos. And I don't know anyone who doesn't. People that know of your videos on YouTube, Inky Quill, they love them. And you have like 3 channels, and you can see her and her lovely husband and her adorable little baby, and her bunnies. She has bunnies. So that, all together, that's the whole package there. So, right? Paula says, amen. She cost me a lot of money. So yes, I have spent a lot of money. So beware. She's a blessing, but maybe a curse on your wallet. But it's not because she's promoting any products. It's because she's just showing you, like, I have some products here and I'm going to use them. But it's fun to watch someone use things so joyfully and so consistently. That's what I love watching her for, is like she just, I don't know, if you go through a crafty slump, which we're going to talk about tonight, I don't know how you're getting through it because you're pumping out so many different videos constantly. So I know it is, I know, I'm not going to lie. I do this whole destashing and I'm shamefully sitting here with like this whole cabinet back here behind me. It is literally filled with like all the bins of like products that I bought after watching her videos, because she'll have like a cute little bottle of ink and I'll be like, oh, I need to have all the colors of that ink. So, but we're all like that. And so I'm sharing this with you, my sisters, and I know you're not judging me because you're just as bad. So we're all in it together. And I do think it's funny though that we do have this differentiation between the hobby of buying the craft supplies and the hobby of using craft supplies, and they are very different indeed. So okay, yes, Jessica, I know that would be one of my goals. I hope one day that I get to come to Australia, because I would absolutely love to sit down with you, Adele, and just, I don't know, just hang out with you, right? Hi, Miss Tabitha. Yay! You sweet girl. I am so glad you're here, and I just want to thank you personally for sending me such a sweet little comment with your order you placed recently. And I will be putting a little envelope in the mail for you from where I am, since my store is way back yonder, and send a little something to you, because I was just very, very touched by your message, and I am so glad you're here. So yes, Amy Jane, no judging. There's no judging here. Okay, so I feel like I'm just doing that jibber jabber again and not really accomplishing my list here. So where are we at? I showed you guys my hot mess, and I wanted to, before I jump in to all the stuff, I'm giving you guys a little sneak peek at some of the product that we had. This is really quick. I just want to show you real fast. Let me show you really quick. Okay. So I wanted to show you how, because I'm so excited, and I did post this in the Faithful Life Club, but these are some of the products that we had professionally manufactured. So this washi is going to be going into every kit I ever do, ever, until the end of time, because I had to order so much of it. But I have this thing about measuring tape, and I have quite a few measuring tape washi, but none of them in my favorite color combination, which is that kind of like red, like that orangey red and pink. It is by far and away my favorite color. You guys can see that I used it in my packaging here. So the washi is going to, yeah, I do want to craft with you in real life. Duh. Sorry, okay, sorry, that was a squirrel. Okay, so anyway, are you coming in here to tell me that,
the audio just sounds a little weird.
Okay.
Keep
Okay.
going.
All right, I'm going to still talk. Could you, honey?
Yeah.
Could you give Miss Sharon the link for the store? Okay, so I want to show you, this is the little, so my Faithful Girl Planner Workshop. This is the kit, part of the kit, I should say, because there's a whole lot more I can't show you yet. But this is the stamp we had designed for it, which this is like a legit stamp, you guys. It's like full size. Miss Tracy Claiborne with her gorgeous lettering did some words for me, and I am so proud to have that in my my set, because it's just beautiful. And no one will ever have a word faith exactly like that. Isn't that so neat? I just love that. I love how you get to make something that's just like, if you guys all buy this, we all have this stamp, right? Until, I don't know until when, because I think this stuff would probably last forever. It's really neat to think that your ideas, which I sketch out on paper, end up being like an actual product. And then I go out there and go, hey, you guys want this too? And then we all have these fabulous things together. It's so cool how, I don't know, just thinking about brainstorming ideas and they become actual products. It was the amazing thing when I saw it with the Carpe Diem collection with Simple Stories, and now I'm doing this here again. And yes, Miss Ricky, I'm coming back to Texas again. So these were like cardstock type of stickers, and they're foiled. They are delicious, and they have the smell of, I don't know, it's a smell of, I don't know, it's a good smell. It's like the smell of stickers. So it's got gold foiling. It's a much thicker stock that they're printed on. So there's this set right here, and there's this set with the little arrows and call outs. All of this could be used in your Bible or in the Faithful Girl Planner that I'm going to be cranking out. That workshop in an online format, and then these cute little hello my name is, and I just thought these would be so fun to have in your little, in your little collections, putting in your Bibles. These are the tabs that you guys will be using to put together your Faithful Girl Planner. We manufactured tabs for you. So here are the 2 sets for your planner, and then all the little blank extras that you can use to make your own. And then die cuts. I don't know, you guys, I don't know what it is about die cuts, but they are so stinking special. When we made die cuts for the first time ourselves, it was, I don't know, it was just so different than a sticker. There's just something so special about it. So you'll notice how similar this might look to another collection. This is, what you're looking at is very much like Grateful, is it not? So we took Grateful because it is divine, and we switched it up so that all the elements have Christian elements now. So everything in here has got, Bibles, and it has, Christian speak, I guess is what you want to call it. So that's what we have going on. So this is just part of the Faithful Girl kit that we will be introducing. Hopefully the early part of next year, I'll have everything finally together. So thank you very much. Okay, so I believe I have chit-chatted about all of that long enough now. So see, Carrie, that's the thing. These stamps, that's how I felt in the beginning. I totally hear you. I was very much like, I don't know if I want to get stamps, I'm not a stamper. But I wasn't a decorative stamper. In the beginning, I kind of thought it was, I don't know, it just seemed like a lot of work. But after a while, I was like, this is so fun. So there are some stamps out there I have to have. And I hope that you guys feel that way about this one. This one was definitely a favorite of mine. I have not made up my mind whether it's going to be one I'll sell individually, because it belongs with the whole kit. And there's purpose to my kit. It's not just decorating. There's much more to it. And Ruth, that is an excellent point. I was really curious about that, how big the faith community is in Australia, because Hillsong, which is one of the biggest worshipy groups ever, successful, mainstream. We love Hillsong here in America. They're from Australia, so it's a curiosity to me how that would work down.
Read their comment.
I am reading the comment.
No, read their comment before you comment on them.
Oh, I did. Okay, so anyway, Mr. Crafty just threw me making a little note to self. Okay, so what I wanted to do, you guys, was actually talk to you. Let me switch my camera here. Okay, so we're going to have a little heart-to-heart chat before I start doing some actual crafting, which is the whole point of the Late Night Crafty Club. But I wanted to talk to you about something that is definitely part of crafting, and it's part of this, what I go through doing this show even, and what I go through in the community, the creative community as a whole. Because I think that we're more than just planner girls. We might love planners and have a crazy, ridiculous amount of planners, but we are also paper crafters and art journalers, and some of us are writers, and we're expressive, we're artistically expressive people, whatever that medium is to you. And I was giving this a lot of thought over the course of the year, and how this year has gone for me, and really how it's been very challenging, to say the least, when you have a creative based business, how it can be very difficult to kind of crank out creativity. How do you have to be creative despite different things? And so that got me thinking about it, and it got me thinking about other aspects of this community, which I know a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of you out there probably enjoy listening to, being part of the community and listening to some of the things I might have to say, because I have, openly talked about the fact that I have depression, that I've had depression my whole entire adult life. I was officially diagnosed with depression when I was like 17. And then then the diagnosis even switched up a little bit more to like more of a bipolar type depression, a very low level type, because I definitely have the highs and lows. Although my highs are more, I call it like being like super giddy all the time. Like I feel like I have a delicious little secret I have to tell you, and I can't focus or like do anything until I tell you about it. That's kind of like my high. I don't do anything crazy. Some behavior can be very, very over the top. I mean, just really over the top. Some people, so that's not where I'm at. And I have a lot of people who've asked me to talk more about it, to share more about depression, especially as a Christian, because I think once you become a Christian, or when you are a Christian and you feel like you're dealing with depression, there's almost like a sense of like, maybe I don't have enough faith, that I still have depression. Maybe it's me. You don't want to admit that. You don't want to share that because it's going to, hurt your testimony somehow. And I feel like it's just been really, I don't feel like I'm like in your face about it. I share it because I feel like transparency has really been the key to how my community has grown, because everyone wants to feel like they belong somewhere, or they can identify with something. We all have a me too. And when you feel the me too with somebody, you want to hear, well, tell me how you got through it. Tell me how you're dealing with it. I'm the same way. I go look for people that can inspire me to get through things too. So it's definitely a privilege to have people say, well, tell me, what did you do? So, in our community, I feel like there's a fair number of people who deal with different things. Being an introvert is one of them. Having depression. A lot of people have different types of illnesses where they are not able to just go out into the world and function like the rest of us, and there might be more housebound. And so being part of this community, being part of the Happy Place Club or the Late Night Crafty Club, this is a connection for you. This is like feeling like you have a connection to things, in addition to other stuff that you probably do. And I certainly hope that you feel like you're with your brethren. So, sorry, this is what happens when I look down at the chat room. I'm instantly forgetting what I was saying. So in any event, I have found that through the last year and a half or so, where I have all of it kind of kicked off for me as far as dealing with depression again, was dealing with some of the negativity that I faced here on social media. That became sort of a catalyst for of it really affecting me, is what I should say. So over time, what I was finding is I would get into these like slumps, these really long slumps where I kind of felt like, how are you guys even like still following me? Because I feel like I'm not even doing anything inspiring. I am spending all my creative energy on creating products because I love doing it. But that's where all my energy is going. So in the meantime, I'm not posting as much. I'm not creating videos. I'm not doing content. And it starts to make me feel bad. So the depression it kind of builds upon itself. And then there's guilt and depression. So that's all in my head. You are all perfectly gracious. None of you guys are like, where's your content? We're waiting. None of you are doing that. We are all a bunch of regular women, and that we're all just sort of like, this is an outlet for us. And the interesting thing is, creativity itself is not my go-to. It's not what I go to when I feel down. It's not what I go to when I feel stressed. If anything, it makes me feel a little bit more pressure, because it's become a much bigger part of like my, like making an income from it. So it's not this escape. It feels like I'm going to work. In some ways it does. So what do you do when you get there? So what do you do when it's not a place of of escape for you. What do you do when you have these periods of depression where you don't feel very connected to your creative gift and you're not feeling a spark of like, you don't want to do a whole lot? Sometimes when you have depression, you have so little energy. It is all you can do to like wash your hair, take a shower, to adult. If you have to go to work, you know, going through depression, it's really rough. You are holding on to as much energy as you can for just getting through, getting by. So, in addition to depression, you know, there's other types of slumps too, where we sort of feel like, well, you know, I kind of lost my mojo. I've run out of ideas. I've run out of things that I feel inspired. So there are some things that I've kind of been doing over the course of time that has been really helping me. And I noticed that some things have been really helping me. So I wanted to share that with you because it's a little awkward, you know, because at the same time you guys are like, we're all in this community together. You guys are also my customers. So I'm kind of like peeling back the curtain and telling you like the Wizard of Oz is I'm kind of in a slump and I'm just not feeling it. It's really hard. And I noticed that like when I really realized that was happening and becoming a bigger problem was during Camp Reset. So I had this idea that I'm going to do this project for myself so that I like really push myself into like, I'm going to be like really make this a habit. I'm going to do this activity for myself very rigidly, plan these things, and I'm going to make it a habit. But what my heart wants to do is to do for you guys. I want to make, I want to take what I'm going through, and I want the women who are going through that too to like, come with me, come join me, because I know how much you need it. So what ended up happening was I didn't do anything for Camp Reset. All the energy that I had to give for that project, I gave into like building everything. So I didn't really feel a whole lot of inspiration to like, you know, craft for myself or do some self-care for myself. And so that's when I began to go, you know, you have to kind of evolve or change what you're doing. You have to make this be, when it comes to creativity, it still feels like such a, it's like a little deer. You know, picture creativity as this little deer and you're trying to get it to eat out of your hand. So you have to like approach it very, very gently and come here, very, you know, sweetly. And feel like that's what it's like for me. It does not, I know this sounds crazy, but it doesn't feel like it comes natural to me to do this. That's why I have appreciated watching so many different women in the community. Adele is one of them because she just, I mean, I'm sure there are days where it's very hard to do, but it seems so effortless to watch some of these women just put out content after like of projects that they're constantly working on. Allie Edwards is amazing to me because she is one person who comes up with these great ideas and she wants to show you, like, let me show you my idea of memory keeping. And let me show you how I take this 1 month out of the year, December daily, and this is how I do it. Come join me, everyone. But she still does it. Like, she still sticks with it and she does it herself. I admire that because I have not found that bridge yet to do that. And I know some of you get real excited in the beginning and then you start to fall off and you kind of fade away. And that's something I do too. So I'm not judging or pointing fingers because I've signed up for One Little Word twice and it's the end of November. And I think I printed out January's and I'm sure I'll be tempted to buy the next workshop again. But I have to be honest with myself, like, am I really going to do that? Or do I like the idea of doing it? And I just have the materials, but I don't actually execute. So why do we not execute? Why do we not actually do those things? And so I wanted to kind of talk with you, because I'm going to just admit that this is happening because I know a lot of this is happening for you. And a lot of you are in the community because for the same reason. You like having that little attachment and that lifeline to other people who are doing it. And it's fun to watch. It gives you like a visual, you know, you're living vicariously through someone else who's doing that. And that's why people enjoy watching the crafting YouTube channels and the Instagram pictures. I mean, you enjoy it because maybe it's not something you're doing yourself very often and it just keeps you in the game. And that is what I wanted to talk to you guys about, is just about staying in that creative game, not breaking up with creativity and, you know, breaking up and separating and having a divorce down the line. I mean, you don't want to walk away from it and then you'll spend all this time torturing yourself. And when you finally come back, it might feel like I've been gone too long to do this. I've lost interest in all these crafts and hobbies I invested all this money in. We want to keep this creativity in us. We want to keep it simmering. There's just going to be periods of time where we feel a little less inspired, motivated, involved for whatever reason. For me, it was because I just got very involved in running a creative business and it became too difficult to create for fun, to feel that creativity. So the creativity I have been doing is very, 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 it's simmery. It's a very, like a slow little simmer. And so we're going to look at some simmer projects tonight, which I think will be really good for a lot of you because you are probably have been in the same boat, are in the same boat. You're in that boat with me. We're shoveling out the waters together. So, and I'm looking down at the chat room for a second just to kind of scan and see what you guys are saying. Miss Proverbs, vicarious crafting. It's the truth. So those of you who are crafty and do this, like Miss Adele, Tracy, you have your the Scrap Gals podcast. A lot of times what you guys are doing, I'm going to also call out Damaris. You're at D Studio. You're also someone I see a lot. You are putting out content too. What is really wonderful about the stuff that you guys do, it's kind of like there are some women in our community, I kind of look at them as doing the heavy lifting. You guys have just found that like nirvana place where it does it for you, and it's wonderful. And by you sharing, you have no idea how much you're keeping the rest of us going, because you're constantly giving like fresh ideas and ways of looking at things. I've never been interested in pocket pages, like doing the type of, I mean, I like looking at them, trust me, but I've not been interested in actually trying it until I watched Inky Quill videos. Then all of a sudden I'm like just watching you break it down and how you do it. It's fun. Like now I'm engaged in the idea of doing it, which I actually did buy some little pocket pages. And on this little trip in my RV, I brought 2 little albums. This one came from Target. It was a few dollars. You guys probably remember this. They might actually still have this one. I was thinking I'm actually considering jumping into December daily, but not doing it daily like everybody else is, because I know that's never going to work. So I was just thinking, what if I just did like, I'm just going to try doing 1 month of my life in an album, whatever that is. It doesn't have to be pockety. It could be anything. What if I just tried it? So I'm kind of in that mindset where I'm ready to try. And then I got this one, and this is something I bought off of eBay, and it had the entire, like, it was a Better Homes and Gardens handyman book, and I bought the whole thing, guts and all. I took those out, so I wanted to use this as a binder for like doing memory keeping. I'll have to punch everything differently because they have these 5 rings here. Or I might just replace it entirely. But I wanted to do a scrapbook for my father and have his little things in here. So that is what I am going to do. And so I did plan for the possibility that I'd actually succumb and finally say, I'm going to try this memory keeping. And I've been thinking about like what holds me back from doing it. What do I get in my head that makes me feel like I can't do that? So I've identified my problems. And so I thought, some of the things that I do behind the scenes that I don't necessarily show a whole lot, I thought I could show you guys in our little craft club, because it might help you and it just might give you some ideas of what to do when you're feeling that way. But I wanted to make sure that for those of you who are just prolific little, churning out the content and sharing and talking about creativity and making that such a big part of your life, I just want to thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The rest of us, completely appreciate that. It's so wonderful to have someone just be such a great example of like, look how you can tap into creativity. Look how you can document special moments in your life, even when the moments aren't perfect, and wonder, sometimes that's what they're like. So, okay. So the rebookery. Oh, yes. I know exactly who you're talking about. I do. I actually looked her up, and I'm not sure. I think someone mentioned her one time, and I found her little channel, her book. Why do I not have a pen? How does this planner girl not have a pen? I'm gonna write it down because I don't ever remember her channel. Bookery. Okay. Thank you, Miss Adele. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go. We're going to go down my little list here of different ideas for staying crafty. That some are big ideas, some are, well, okay, they're not big ideas. They're just little suggestions. Okay, so the first idea I have for keeping your creativity on a simmer while you are having some downtime. Downtime can be illness, depression. You're going through a season where life is kicking your butt. Maybe it's a transition where you are more about survival than anything else. It could be for many different reasons. Or it could just simply be you've come to a place where you're just not feeling inspired anymore. Please do not break up with your creativity. Please put it on the back burner and let it simmer with some of these ideas. Reading about creativity and crafting. So some ways of keeping creativity alive, like it's a relative or a cousin that you visit once in a while, keeping it alive and thinking about it and really being respectful of the gift that it is. It's a gift that God has put in us. It's something that we have within us to develop into great and grand things if we so choose. Reading about it. So there are two books, one of which just completely transformed my thinking about creativity. Who can name this book that I am thinking of? What book was all about creativity and it was amazing? It was like treating creativity like an entity, like something you would romance, something that was really special and important, all about creativity. I'll wait. The first person who can name it. It's so cute how you guys, all the different things you guys talk about. It's like a whole little nest of squirrels in the chat room. I know that there's a little delay on the chat from what I'm talking about. Oh, hi, Miss Kelly. No, close, but that's actually a really good book, The Circle Maker. Yes, Claudia for the win. Big magic. Michelle and Claudia, excellent, excellent, excellent girls. Look at you guys go. Big Magic. And Tracy, that is actually my next suggestion too. So Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert is a fabulous book all about creativity. And she was the first person who ever put it this way. And I'll never forget how she talked about creativity as being this thing that like you'd want to set a mood for, like romance it. And she mentioned this really, I guess, a famous author from the past that like literally got dressed up like he was going out on a date to sit down and do his writing because he wanted to woo creativity to show up for him. And I just thought that was such a cool idea. Some of us may not think about how special it is that we do anything creative. There are so many people that would be the first to say, I don't have a creative bone in my body. Now, I don't think that's true. I think we can all agree that all of us have some level of creativity, whether it's the way we problem solve. To me, it doesn't necessarily mean that you put, art supplies in your hands and go to town. But I do think that there's a spectrum of creativity in ways that people do it. Sometimes engineers are very creative in how they come up with buildings and architecture. It could be grand like that, and it could be small, like, doing a little gift tag, making a sticker. So Big Magic was just a fantastic book. So reading that book really kind of set the little wheels in motion about being grateful for creativity, thankful that I am creative, and just really being, just honoring that a little bit more. Another really great book about having a creative life is Amy Tangerine. She wrote Craft a Life You Love. That was a great book. And she's such a very lovely and gracious person. She's just been very, very nice to me. She made a point of making sure I got a signed copy of it when I crossed paths with her at an event. And that really meant a lot to me because she is someone that I look up to, you know, in the crafting community. And she talks about her evolving in the crafting world and how she has used her crafting ability and her creativity have created a brand based on that. So that is kind of, when you think about that, sometimes this is what Elizabeth Gilbert talks about, is the danger of making that creativity pay your bills. And I totally know that now. And I guess I didn't think about it then. And so to me, it's just a matter of figuring out a way to kind of change the dynamic a little bit and maybe not put so much pressure on that part, because I really do miss making stuff, and maybe that would make me want to be more makey, make things. So, but I do love the fact that seeing people be creative in their planners and all that. I do love seeing that in my community personally. So that just makes my little heart sing that I helped create a little group that makes people want to do that and share with each other for that. So those two books, see, like we got lots of like big magic. Those two books are two recommendations of mine, Big Magic and Craft a Life You Love by Amy Tangerine, for reading about creativity. That's a similar thing. Remembering creativity, and it's your friend. It's something that you don't want to break up with, and you want to give it a chance. Sometimes through different seasons of our life, we have to kind of put things on the back burner and can't focus on it. But reading about it and doing some of these other things will kind of help keep it there, in my opinion. These are my suggestions. So now I'm going to share with you guys my little list, because I have these little see, and Adele shared on her. Trying to remember where you shared this. I'm trying to remember if I saw it on Instagram or where you shared a spread of your YouTube planner where you had kind of blocked in all of your video making and your process, which is incredibly inspiring for people like me, because I'm like, dang, I need to get my act together. But yes, I saw that, and I can see where someone, for the amount of content that like you, Miss Adele Inky Quill, that you do, I can imagine you have to do some serious planning, because you are making a whole lot of stuff. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out the best way to show this to you guys. So I'm gonna, okay. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna see if I can right click on this. 52 videos for 1 month. You guys, all hail the queen of creativity. That is just amazing. And what I love too is, like, you'll go back and you're still working on pictures of like you'll go back and do pictures of your wedding and you know, Archie when he was first born. And I love that. I love how you keep dipping I know he's still a baby and everything, but you're still dipping back into the past. It's not so present day. You're not like caught up, you know, you're still working with stuff. That, I don't know, that's a little detail that really caught my attention, because I like to think that I'll probably be working on stuff like that for a good long time. Okay, so I realize, I think the problem for me in doing this is I can't, give me 1 second, ladies. I made a document here so I could easily kind of click on the links and share them with you. Right, Carrie? 52 videos, dude. I'm telling you, you guys need to check out her channel. I don't know anyone who makes that much stuff. And it's and I just love listening to your Australian accent. That definitely that definitely had me at hello. Okay, so I'm going to share with you guys some links to some videos that I wanted to show you. That here is another suggestion that I have about staying crafty. So Okay, so I'm sorry, you guys. I don't feel like I'm being very, okay, I thought this would work, but I don't, oh, it might. Okay, so I'm going to send this link first. This is the first link. So right there, oh, all of them, Damaris, all of her stuff is awesome. Probably the main Inky Quill one. Okay, so I just posted a link in the group, and that I have 4 design team members. And I want you guys to hear me on this. I am not sharing this stuff with you because they're my design team members and they share my stuff. I picked each of the girls on my design team because they personally inspire me. There's stuff about their posts, the stuff that I was seeing them do that like caught my attention. And I said, I want that girl. I want to see my stuff in her hands. That's why they're on my team. They didn't apply. They didn't ask to be on the team. I asked them. So I wanted to show some of this stuff. Do I sound off? Okay, so I want you guys to, the first, sorry if that messed anything up, you guys. Oops. Okay. You know, it just wouldn't be the Late Night Crafty Club unless I wasn't having some kind of problem here. I try to be so professional about doing this, you guys, but at the end of the day, I'm a lady sitting in her pajamas with a webcam. Okay.
You got it, baby. It seems like you're having troubles.
I am having a bit of trouble.
What is it you're trying to do?
Okay. All right. So I'm going to change the video camera and switch you guys over. Okay. So this is the first, that link that I shared with you guys in the chat room. This is Claudia. This is White Sugar Designs. And I think I saw her little face in here earlier. Yes, there you are. Okay, Miss Claudia. She has she also has an accent too. But she is also one of those ladies who is putting out content. She posts consistently on Instagram, on social media. And she is, if I remember correctly, you actually just got invited to teach classes for teach a class for big picture classes. That's the stuff that the classes that Studio Calico owns. So these are her videos, and that link that I created for her will take you right to it, but this is what they are. So one of the things that I personally do when I'm in a creative slump is I will binge watch. So that is why seeing her stuff that she was posting, and I think I saw it originally because you were in my group and I saw you posting, or I was actually following you. I can't remember which was first. But she does a lot of stuff with the Traveler's Notebook, which is fun. A lot of really cute, simple memory keeping. So super lovely. And I noticed that when she posts her videos that people in the group often comment about her lovely voice and how nice she is to listen to. I think listening to people is like probably half the battle. Sometimes when people, they just have a really nice delivery and their voices are very soothing. Man, when you are in a place where you need a hug, that's the kind of channel you want to be listening to. So right here is a fabulous source, is Miss White Sugar Design. So I would highly suggest you give her channel a little subscribe, because she has a lovely style. Okay, sorry guys. This is like the most backwards way of probably doing this I can think of, but we're just keeping it real tonight, okay? The next design team member I would like to share with you is Miss Susanna. Miss Susanna is also a Traveler Notebook girl, and she let me go here to her videos. And she also does, to me, she has a very lovely, simple style. And that is one of those things that I kind of look for sometimes, because I like different styles. You know, there's so many women out there who have got different ways of doing things. but I like to keep some simple scrapbooking or simple memory keeping in my arsenal, because sometimes that is like where I have to start with kind of, to me, it's the baby step of like, uses a lot of lovely white space in her layouts. She is someone that I feel like you could look at what she does and feel like I could do that. That's what I love. It's not like super high tech and lots of product you have to buy. She's all about simplicity. And in fact, that's very ironic because she is the one who art directed Simplicity, that kit. So she has a fabulous channel as well. And then Miss Andrea, which I was hoping she would be on our show tonight. She usually is in our chat room. I have her on here too, and I wanted to show her. So you guys would know her as Retro Hip Mama, and her channel is just adorable. She does a variety of different things. She does Traveler's Notebook, she does Pocket Pages, and she does the December Daily. And I've been really paying attention to what she's been doing lately, prepping for a December Daily, because I'm like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try a very simple version of it. She is super cute, super quirky. I think she might even do, I could be wrong. I want to say she was doing stuff for Illustrated Faith at one point, but she does do a little bit of Bible journaling as well. And she works with Miss Tracy Claiborne too, to do one of the podcasts that she works on. Yes. Okay. So here's the Illustrated Faith. So she does do some Bible journaling. So I'm recommending these things because these are my personal, like, these girls were in my personal playlist before I asked them to be on my team. That's a big reason why. One of the things I love about Andrea's channel is her music. She just has a really sweet, fun, little quirky music taste that is very similar to mine. So I was like, ooh, me likey. She's got that vintage thing going on. You guys know how I love that. Okay. And then this is Miss Adele, and she has a couple channels. So you'll notice over here, if you guys are looking here, this is her husband, but this is their family channel. They have a vlog channel which shows more of the bunnies and the baby, and then Let's Get Inky is her other channel. So she does has a mixed media channel. And then on this one, which is Inky Quill, she does the memory keeping. She does do the Traveler's Notebook. And one thing that's really fun about her channel is she does, I think, Adele, you do it every month. You do a scrap stream. Holy cow, you guys. It's like 8 hours long, which makes me feel a little bit better about doing this for, 2 to 3 hours at a time. But she's a prolific content creator. And so if you're interested in Project Life, she does the unboxing. So she's on a couple teams doing kits. She does Citrus Twist, whom I personally love. Citrus Twist is a kit club that I subscribed to for quite a while. And Citrus Twist also has produced my little stamps that have gone into my kits as well. And that's a business that I support and love. So, but you can see some of my unboxings here on her channel, which is like a thrill to see. But I wanted to share this with you because she is one of the type of videos that speeds up with the music, and it's really fun to watch. I just find those type of videos to be so soothing because you can just tune out and just watch. And Adele's got that fabulous Australian accent. So right there, that's like bonus points in my book. And there's just a lot of different ideas that she has, and shows you how to make some of your own. Oops, sorry if that affected the way you were looking at the screen. So that's one of the things that I really enjoy about hers, is she's got a lot of diversity on her channel in terms of the different little projects that she does. Dearly D is another channel that I love, and she also has a lovely Australian accent. Most of the stuff that I've seen her do is more Project Life. I don't know what it is. I don't actually do anything Project Life related, but I love watching women put it together. I figure if I watch it enough, one day I'll finally like do it. So I found her channel after watching Adele, because I think she got, it's YouTube is so lovely how they do the little related channels, and they kind of make suggestions to you. So that's how I found hers. Another channel that I absolutely love is Banana Fish Studio. Her type of memory keeping is another example of simplicity. If you guys are looking for baby stepping your way into doing some types of crafting, she's another very much simplistic, white space, very simple layouts in her process, but I really love her style. She's one of those people that makes me feel like I could do that. So another one that I love to watch, right? I think a lot of us, Miss Kristen, have a lot of Project Life stuff. I bet all of us have journal cards in our collection. And as planner girls, I don't really think that we do a lot with them other than stick them in our planner pockets to make, you know, to make it look cute, like to style it. But I don't think that we're actually doing stuff with them, to be honest, if I can speak on the behalf of all of us. Johanna Clow, I think she has an accent too. I think she's Australian as well. She's another one that does a variety of different things, but she is all about junk journals. Like, she just does tons and tons and tons of journals, which I personally like, because they're one of those things where it's like, whatever you want to do, you know, there's no rules. It's just whatever. And she gives you all kinds of ideas. I get a lot of ideas watching her. So flip throughs, you know, junk journal with me. All of those are wonderful. And then finally, another girl I like to watch. She is, you guys will probably be familiar with her name. And let's face it, I don't know everybody on YouTube. So there's tons of YouTubers that do this. These just happen to be my kind of go-tos that I know that I've spent, you know, time watching. This is Miss Kelly Perky. She has a really cute line of stamps that you guys all see through Hero Arts. But she's a consistent with doing her layouts that she posts, and it's just really fun to watch her too. They're very simple. And just watching her do that, I like her voice. That's always a big one with me, is the voice. So those were kind of just an example of some channels that I will I'll watch for like entertainment. When I was during the month of the entire month of May, I had gone down to Northern California to be with my dad, who was battling cancer, and that was one of the hardest times of my entire life, was going through that. And it wasn't just because he was not doing well, but he something I haven't really talked a whole lot about is he really wasn't the same guy. He was very different when I went down there to be with him. He was he had a really large brain tumor, so that has to affect you. And he just wasn't the same person. He was not he wasn't my dad the way that I, you know, knew him. He was acting very differently. And it was hard. I was not expecting that. I was sort of envisioning we're going to have this bonding father-daughter time, and then, you know, and that's really not how it was. And so I felt sort of trapped because I couldn't just run back to Washington. I wanted to be there for my mom, and it was hard to watch my mom go through that too. And so one thing that really, really personally helped me was YouTube. And I can't tell you how many videos I watched of Inky Quill crafting. That was like that was my happy place during that really difficult time. Now, I have gotten some really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful comments and emails that I've printed and put into my little scrapbook of women telling me that watching my videos has done that for them. And that is one of the biggest honors I could ever imagine getting, is that stuff I'm putting out there into the world has literally give someone hope, or made them feel like they could do it, or to help them feel like I can do this, I can get through this day, or, you know, if she did it, I can do it. Any of that kind of feeling like I'm your friend. That's that's the biggest compliment that I could get, is that's what I want. I want people to feel like I'm here crafting with you. I'm here struggling through this project with you. I don't know what I'm doing either. I'm willing to be as real as possible so that it does feel like you're just hanging out with your friend. I'm not a know-it-all. I'm not a teacher. I'm just hanging out with you too. And look, I'm here in my jammies, you know, you guys. I did this because I wanted you to have that experience. I wanted you guys to all be here in the chat room together and have this, because for many of you, you don't have friends in real life who craft. And so it's an honor to hear that this helps you in some way. And when you're going through it, whatever it is for you, I would tell you that this is probably one of the most powerful kind of mediums to help. Is just, you know, some people turn to alcohol and drugs to get through their problems. I turned to YouTube. I turned to YouTube and watching, you know, I watched creative videos, crafting videos. I watched videos about dogs. I watched quite a few episodes of Hoarders, because that was helping me mentally get through the process of like knowing I had to, like, because I was physically like digging out my dad's stuff in his garage every day with my brother. Me and my brother had the pleasure of being the ones who had to like help my parents prep moving from one house to another. And so we were boxing. We had a huge giant construction track, like what do they call those? There's a name for them. It looks like like a big container. And we were hucking that thing full of stuff every day. So I was watching a lot of Hoarders to help me through it. So I'm just saying, in the terms of creativity and keeping it alive and simmering on the back burner, feeling like you're friends with these people, getting a glimpse of their lives, seeing how they're, you know, documenting their days, just staying like connected to creativity through somebody else. I encourage you to do that. If you are just not feeling, I don't care if you're not feeling it for 6 months and you have to take a break. Don't turn your back on creativity. Continue to hold on to it and just live vicariously through others to get you through. Because I have to say that was probably one of the better decisions I made. And I did buy myself some things during that time, because I was prepping with the thought, like, I'm prepping to do this because I'm going to get back into the game and be creative again. So that's what kept me really super, like, focused, you know. That's just, it helped so much. So let me get my list. So that would be one of the things that I highly suggest doing. So another creative activity that I have done forever, and I've talked about it many different times here. I've talked about it on YouTube. That's the same thing as here. I talked about it in my Facebook groups. I've shown it also in the upcoming workshops that I'll be doing. Is a lot of the times, some of the things that I focus on is an activity I've been doing since I was in junior high school. And I'm sure a lot of you do it too, because every time I ask people, you know, did you guys do this when you were younger? Everyone always nods their head. This is what we used to do before Pinterest. This is what we used to do before we had digital cameras and all that we could take our own pictures. And if you wanted to make yourself like collage something or decorate something, you turned to magazines. They were your friends. So let me see. I'm so sorry if I'm missing sweet sentiments and people helping each other. I'm so trying to stay on track with the conversation, because it is 10:45. So it's almost 2 hours and I have done no crafting. I've done all talking. That sounds pretty typical around here. So I have this awesome camera. Look at that. See, I'm even showing you the little remote. Mr. Crafty set me up with this little remote camera, so you can see my little stripy jammies and everything in the shop. Okay, so I ripped this out of a magazine recently because, oh my gosh, did I personally love this outfit. I loved this tunic she had on, and I was thinking, what if I could, you know, like find a similar pattern to that or make one myself, because I actually know how to sew. I just thought that was awesome. So I just went through a pile of my magazines that got delivered to me while I was out here. We have a mailing service, and they just they forwarded them all here. So I just went through and I just picked stuff that had like words that I really liked for my board. Obviously, my happy place, that was something I wanted. The word November, staying in power. So I just grabbed a bunch of pages that I knew that I wanted to use something from. I wanted to use the words personal best from that. So Brussels sprouts with quinoa hash and with fried eggs. Not sure what I was doing with these, but that's okay. It's probably going to go into my healthy recipe book thing that I have going on. I love taking pictures of women who are going through fitness challenges and losing weight, because of course, you know, people who are doing that are incredibly inspiring. So she's one of another. So I just went through ripping out stuff that I wanted to just kind of put into like what kind of like a smash book, you know, just stuff like that inspired me. Cutting magazines up is a lot of fun. Sometimes I'll rip pages out like this, because using your craft punches on cool rocks or like grass will give you the coolest little shapes to decorate with. So I use this a lot, just picking out cool pictures that I can punch and stuff like that. I thought that was a cute outfit. Not one I would wear, but I just liked it. And I thought, you know, what if I cut her out and put her on one of my pages and decorate with her? So sometimes I'll just pick pictures that look super quirky. Like I would, I don't know who would want to wear this entire outfit. But I thought she was really interesting. Very interesting how they did the styling on that. And I thought, what if I cut her out and put her into an art journal page? So sometimes the magazines we have laying around just are very interesting. They're very artistic. Like, oh my gosh, does she not embody? To me, she embodies the idea of being like, I don't know, just like at one with your body. First of all, I don't think I could do that if there was a gun to my head. But I love how beautiful her body looks all curved that way. And I just think, again, what if she got snipped out and I put her in a completely different background? Like, I just, cutting up magazines. Oh, Tracy, that's a good idea. Tracy says she is my lettering artiste. And she says that magazine pages are great to practice lettering on because they're so slick. That is an excellent point. So you can see where I'm going here. This to me was a creative pastime, is just ripping. Just ripping them out. I picked things that were quirky and weird, because that's the kind of fun stuff you can do when you do art journaling, is it's quirky and weird. Yes, right, Loretta? But I don't know. Maybe I thought that it looked healthy and it sounded intriguing. So I don't know. Some of the fashion has really, I don't know. Maybe this is a sign of as if we get older, we start feeling very out of touch with fashion, with what is trending at the time. Because, boy, red leather, red pants. Anyway, but I thought it was I think the girls are what kind of like drew me. That picture, they were very interesting, to say the least. She was kind of a cool figure. So just creating some pages, cutting out pages out of magazines, having stuff just to kind of like cut up, work with, put in your little smash book, things that were inspiring, using for vision boards or planners, is something that I really enjoy doing. And let me see if I actually pasted them in here so I could show you. So one of the things that I love doing, and to me this is creative, is I'll make myself a smash book type book, and I'll just paste pages into it. So these are actual, like, this is from the Craft Your Vision workshop. This is the book I put together for that. So this was kind of like for health related inspiration. I picked this off of Pinterest. I found some plus size models off of Pinterest. I put some like little notes to myself. This was an article about, you know, health, and I found some pictures of showing women who were like before and after. And so to me, this was like, this is not only being creative because I'm just pasting pictures into the book, but I'm also doing something for myself, you know, trying to keep in a frame of mind of like, see, you need to stay in a healthy frame of mind. You need to keep your eyes on the prize. So yes, this is not creating with markers and stickers and washi and doing all that fun stuff. This is just doing something like taking the pictures you've, you know, cut from the magazines, and now you're just pasting it into a book. And you can do that. Anyone can do that, right? That's a simple thing. So that's what I did with this, is I just kind of cut and pasted things. I found like some pictures on Pinterest like that, of just pictures that were like more health related, before and afters. Those are easy to find, and that way I could just paste them into my book, and that feels like a crafty endeavor. Another thing that I do is I take the pictures from Pinterest, layouts, scrapbooking layouts, things that caught my eye that I thought were cool, and I put them, glued them down on pages, and I use little stickers to mark what it was that I liked about that. In this case, as an example, here, I'll let you zoom in with me. Okay. I'm not seeing the chat room update, and it's kind of making me think maybe I've lost connection. Okay, so in this case, I'm using a little sticker to kind of like note what it was about this layout that I found on Pinterest. And I loved how she made her journaling. She typed it up and cut it up and pasted it on the page. That alone was like a cool thing that I liked. Here it was like that they used a bold icon. It was a simple photo, and then lots of little, just little simple little elements that they used. I made little notes to myself, like I can totally do this. Sometimes I need to encourage myself. So here was another, like someone used a book page like that from an old book, and then they put their photo over it and used some like letters and a simple tag, and I made a little note what I loved about that. This is truly something that, here, let me get out. Thank you. Okay, so this is a project that I truly love doing, and making a note about like what it is I love about this project, things that I've seen other people do. This makes me feel like, oh, and look, this is someone using the TRG scrapping collection. The first time I ever saw that, I almost like fell out of my chair. I was like, it's for real. And there's another set of girls who did this also with the TRG collection. So this is just like a really cool, fun way of giving myself ideas, keeping myself in the game. And it's just taking some ideas that other people have done and just like having a analog version of Pinterest. So to kind of remind me of like, this is the kind of stuff I want to do. So these were all these were all the layouts that had to do with like pocket pages and stuff. If I ever had like an idea of doing something myself, there were things that I really loved. So this was me giving myself an idea for how to do different types of projects. There were things about these, like if this was a jumping off place, something I could use as an inspiration to do my own. I made myself a little book to actually have all that together. Like there was things I really loved about this. I loved her single photograph she used for her entire page, and she just wrote right on it. I don't know that I would think of something like that. And I see this a lot on Pinterest, but sometimes Pinterest on your phone is like kind of a hot mess of distraction. So having it here analog style in my book that I can just turn the pages and go, you know what, today I'm going to sit down and do some memory keeping, and I'm going to focus on this project. And I'm going to like, what is it about that layout that caught my eye, and what did she do? Oh, was it that she just put like a little piece right here in the middle? Like all those little thoughts is what I wanted to put into a book. so that I could kind of guide myself through, okay, I'm going to take this person's, like, look, this person even used what I do all the time. She has, that totally is like one of my layering circles, right? It's like the paper bunch buffet and a word strip. Like, that's my favorite combination, circle and strip. So to me, I'm like, this is something I can do. This is very much the style that I was sharing with you that Susanna, like Susanna and I forgot the other, was it Andrea? Hey, I'm trying to figure out how to use this little controller. Okay, so it's very simple. 2 simple pictures, some journaling, and some shapes. This is totally like the paper punch buffet. So this is what I'm talking about, ladies. This is another idea of something you can do for your, to keep creativity backburnered so that you're still staying in the game and you're getting ideas for things that you can work on in the future. And oh, my camera doesn't like that. Okay, let's see. This is really fun. I love this little thing. And see, this is not like perfect. That's what I love. It's not perfect. It is totally imperfect, but it's like a really super simple type of memory keeping now using the Traveler's Notebook, which is what I love. So this is something that I can do. And so now I can just grab my little book when I feel like sitting down. I don't have to worry about running out of ideas or coming up with something because I already have somewhere to start. And that is, oh, hi, Miss Susanna, you're here. Yay. I don't know if you were here earlier, but I shared your YouTube channel and directing everyone to your lovely layout style, your simplistic way of doing things. I love all the delicious white space. It makes me feel like it's very soothing when you really think about it because it's not over cluttered. Okay, so this right here is probably one of my most favorite pens I've ever penned anywhere ever. First of all, I can tell looking at it that this book that she has it in is this one right here. It's maybe the reason why I decided I had to have it. But I just love how this person just took a picture of her book stack and she wrote right on the picture some notes. And then this was a piece of vellum that she put the word read over. And then she just put that over another picture. When I saw this, I was like, I can do this. This is it. Okay, right? And Tracy, that is the whole reason why I decided to do this, is I did not want this to be this big distraction project. I wanted it to be something that would help me focus on getting the stuff done. So I saw some questions about what this was, and this is what it is. And if you are taking my my workshop, this is one of the things that I'm going to be utilizing in the workshop because it's something that I want to show you how you can customize very easily. These are the stickers that are going to be in the Craft Your Vision. This is just one sheet of them. There was actually, I think, 4 total sheets. If Paula, you're still on here, I can't remember how many. These are all glossy, but these are all like goal related, goal setting. And then I had my cute little whimsy arrows, which are the perfect thing to use with a project like this. So as you see, I just kind of like marked what this was: Park Pages, Art Journal, Mixed Media. So I wanted to show you something real quick that has to do with this whole Pinterest thing. Because I do not know if this is like universal, if this has happened for everybody or not, but I wanted to show you because, okay, there we go. Okay, I wanted to show you guys something. Have you guys noticed, is it just me, because sometimes you don't know when things update, that Pinterest has done an update where you can add sections to a main board. And good night, Patty. Sweet dreams to you. This is a revelation. I cannot believe how awesome this is. I have 1,500 pins on this board that I call Art Journals, Pocket Pages, Modern Memory Keeping, and December Daily. I think I need to come up with a more simple title. But I wanted to show this to you because this is where my creativity totally lives, is on this one. All those ideas I just show you, they came from here. So I wanted to show you how Pinterest is letting you make like subsections. How cool is that? Can you guys I'll show you what I'm going to go back to the beginning. Okay, so here is my main page, The Reset Girl. And that's how you find me. The very first board I have up here is this thing called Art Journals Pocket Pages. It's got 1,500 pins that I have personally pinned myself. These are all my boards. And as you can see, here is like the Reset Girl palettes. There's the Reset Girl, Honey Girl. I don't know if you guys ever knew that I had actual Pinterest boards I put together for each collection. So there's Honey Girl. It's so cute. And there's Cutie and Dreamer and Graceful. Anyway, anywho, on the art journals, they're now letting you have these things called add sections. So you can actually add a brand new section to your board. So I started splitting them up to in December Daily, Pocket Pages, Art Journals and Mixed Media, full layouts of memory keeping, Traveler's Notebooks memory keeping, tips and tricks for memory keeping, and then here's all the main pins. So I have not finished sorting them yet, but I just wanted to show you how awesome is this. So how you organize is you click organize and you're going to move some of the pins to these little sections you have created. So I'm just highlighting the ones I want to move to my pocket pages because I can clearly see which ones are pocket pages. These are all of the pins that I have pinned over, geez, the last 3 years or so. And I'm picking all my pocket pages. Choo, choo, choo. And then I'm going to hit move and I tell it to save to my pocket pages. So I just moved all those pins. So I will be able, right, Christy? That's what I want to hear. Add sections. Isn't that sweet, you guys? Think about that. You could take a whole, like make one creative board and then section it into planners, art journaling, Bible journaling, whatever it is that you love, you can create little subsections. So they're all nice and organized. And then whatever that thing is that you want to work on, let's say you decide, you know what, I'm going to dive into some memory keeping today. I'm going to take some of the pictures I took from Christmas and I'm going to just try my hand at a few layouts. You can just go right to your little section of layouts and look at just those pictures. And so this is where I am taking these pictures and printing them out and putting them in my little book. I'm not going around showing the world and selling them or anything like that. This is just for inspiration only. None of these pictures are for sale, or I just want to be really clear about that because I always kind of get nervous about telling people, yeah, I'm just taking these pictures. So, anyway, I just thought that was so cool that you can do subsections. So this is the first board I've been working on because it's my largest board and it's going to take me a while to sort and organize. But I have to tell you, just looking through this makes me feel so happy. Like I just look at this and go, look at all the delicious colors and pictures. Look at all these ideas that all these people have given me. Like they did this for me. So I can just sit here and just click on the ones that I want to move into my pocket page section. It's really easy to see the pocket page ones because they're all like little bitty squares and boxes and stuff. So those I'm going to move into the pocket pages. And then when you go to like save a fresh pen, it does the same thing. You go to save it and it'll ask you, where do you want to save this to? And you tell it, you know, this board, and it'll say, well, which section do you want to put it in? Isn't that awesome? You guys, I can't tell you how excited I was when I saw this. When I saw that Pinterest, mwah. I love Pinterest. I'm actually very, I'm actually very lucky. I was actually one of the very early adopters of Pinterest. I got to be in the beta group that when they were testing it, and you had to you had to ask to join, like you had to be invited. So you had to like get a special link to create your account and everything. So early adopter, I got to watch it blow up and everything. And it's just so amazing how it has grown. And I really think, although it is a ton of distraction, what I personally do is I feel like I'm curating a little library of resources. So when I feel like, I'll make an appointment with myself in my master planner and say, okay, you're going to do like a self-care hour on Friday at noon. Self-care hour can be whatever I've decided it can be. And sometimes what I want to do is go to my self-care board and just read some little articles about self-care. That's what I want to do. Creativity, same thing. If all I can muster is living vicariously, just pinning stuff to my art journal, to my mixed media, to my whatever captures my fancy. I just started the December daily. I just started adding those probably about 2 weeks ago maybe, and I already have a lot of pins of them because there's so much content for December daily. So consider that is another avenue of staying creative, is that you can just curate images and pictures, and you're building yourself a portfolio of inspiration. So you cannot possibly say, I don't have any ideas, because Pinterest will roll out the red carpet and provide them to you. You simply have to search. Right, Ricky? I'm telling you, I think this weekend I'll be sitting here on my on my phone organizing, because your phone, the mobile version is just as sweet as the PC version, where they will let you sit there and organize and move. Actually, I'm not sure if you can move things the same way. I actually didn't try that, but you can create sections and put them there. So I personally am ready to clean up my Pinterest account. I love it, but I can see that it's almost like a little, like breadcrumbs, like a little timeline of my life. I have like stuff on there from when I was going through my reset period, you know, of time when I was just like really trying to keep my spirits up. I have a board that I can see that I have stuff there from that. Planning my wedding. So it's kind of like this little time capsule, and I really want to kind of clean it up and get it pretty. And that's a creative proposition to me. I'm categorizing, just organizing my Pinterest board, which is very inspiring to me, as creativity. Do you see where I'm going with this? Creativity does not mean you have to produce stuff. This is when you are at low level, low tide, when you are just hanging in there. This is just keeping yourself busy and prepping for when you are going to feel good again, because you will feel good again. Whatever season you're going through, you are definitely going to pass through. You're just going to pass through the channel and onto the other side. So, all right, Christy. See, we're better girls. So let me see here. I think it's safe to say that as much as I thought I was going to be crafting in my commonplace book, I actually am not. So once again, I have bamboozled you girls. I have lured you in under false pretenses, thinking I was going to be crafting, and I'm not. The inspiration from Pinterest, and let me show you another thing here that I wanted to show you. Good night, Miss Caroline. I'm not surprised. I'm keeping you guys up. Okay, so let me show you another another idea for creating when you are at low ebb. Now this is actually doing something where you are being creative, and I'm missing, one second. I am looking for, here we go. Okay. So I happen to be, have my Bible study in my Bible as examples, because that's really the one thing that I have been focused on or doing. And I haven't, I'm about to show pages, but I haven't done anything since my last video. So everything that I've documented in my videos is in here, Miss Christy. So here's my daily Bible, and I've been getting a lot of questions about this Bible. It's called Mornings with Jesus Daily Bible, but how I found it was actually typing in Everyday with Jesus Bible, and the seller sent me this, and it's the same thing. So I'm not sure why it has a different name than it does there, but there's actually another one with a different cover, but it's the same one. But the reason why I'm talking about it is because I wanted to show you that this is kind of like low ebb creativity. It is like strips of washi. It's cutting a little, you know, a little circle that I have here in my tray, and just cutting it in half, and I glued it on the page. It's adding a die cut. That's being low energy creative. I highlighted and I added a little page flag and a little die cut and a sticker. Like, that's how much, if this is about how much you can do, this is better than nothing. And picking a book that is meaningful to you is even better, because now that you're actually taking some notes, you're adding some documentation of what you're going through at the time. So here's another example. As I just really love taking notes like this. I'll highlight right on my pages of my books. This is a strip of washi and a little sticker. So this is super simple, guys. To me, this is creativity. This is crafty note taking. I love taking notes. I can't help it. I can't go into church without a notebook to take notes. I'm not, I feel weird not having a notebook with me to take notes. So this is the same principle here. Again, crafty note taking, washi, a couple stickers. I mean, that's about as exciting as it got, was just adding some die cuts. My little arrow stickers that I love so dearly, I use them all the time. But I have to tell you that flipping through the pages of this book just makes me smile. It makes me go, oh, I love this. I want to do this more. See, isn't that the point? Is that you want to be doing it more because you enjoy, like, this is why I look at this and go, I want to make more pages like this, which means I actually have to do my Bible study or have to do whatever it is. So that's right, Teresa. One day, these things that we've done, they're going to, our kids are going to have them, the things that you marked in your Bible, what mattered to you. So those are examples. It could be over any kind of book. Those kinds of things, it's just those fun little extra little call outs, things that you loved about what you were reading. Here's my Crafty Commonplace book. If you have not watched any of my previous videos about this, I introduced this in the last late night crafty club, and then I did a whole setup video for it because I really wanted you guys to jump in too. So I went back and I just added washi, some die cuts. I haven't done that here yet, but I will. Again, washi, some highlighting, my little arrow stickers that I love. So super simple. I'm just copying passages out of a book into it. This is another example of low energy. This is not like, I'm not making any hard decisions. I am just slapping things down, gluing them down. Just the joy of gluing things, arranging them. If you bought this book, somebody was kind enough to warn me that this is glued and not sewn. So over time, these type of books, if you use watercoloring in them, do not get the watercolor into the seam of the book because they said it will fall apart over time. And the other thing that she mentioned is once these things start getting real fluffy, it also loosens the spine. So I'm just going to be really cognizant of that and not put too much of my die cuts here in the center anymore because I don't want it to fall apart. I look at this though and I'm just like, wee, that's so fun. This makes me want to do it more. So there's me prepping the page. And then, you know what, just so that I won't be a complete liar telling you guys that I was going to craft, I'm going to craft, okay? I'm going to do one page real fast. So stuff that you've collected, ephemera, you could put receipts in here. You don't have to put things that make sense. You could put just rando, weirdo kind of things in here. It's just like what I'm doing right now, cutting the paper. This is something you can do with Netflix is on. This is, to me, this doesn't feel like I'm doing anything hard, and it's actually kind of soothing. And I don't know. To me, this is about as much as I really feel like doing sometimes when I'm in that not creative place, when I'm in my creative slump. And hi, Melissa. I'm glad you joined us. Ruth, her last name is Shire. Priscilla Shire. She is actually the daughter of Dr. Tony Evans. Okay, so whoop, I'm just gluing her on. These are the fabulous little stickers that the Honey Girl Sticker Co. has in the shop right now. It is honeygirlstickerco.com. That is the website where these little word brackets come from, because these are super fun. Like, I use them right here. I love putting quotes inside of them, like something I want to, I call them call outs. It's something you want to call out from the rest of the page. But that's, I thought that was ingenious that she came up with those. I didn't think of those. What made you think of those? So let's see here. I am just throwing some random stuff down here on my page. And this is my point about stuff like this, is that you should be able to just set up your page for doing anything. It shouldn't have to be complicated or anything. Like, you could write anything down, no matter how I design or where I lay the stickers. This should be able to be worked anywhere. So that's the fun part of doing the Crafty Place Common Book, is it has no rules and it's super, super simple. Can I show you guys something? We're going to be adding to the digital store a new category, and I actually have some tonight, and I'm going to show them to you. I'm sneaking a peek here. You guys are getting a sneak peek. But the Avery labels that I used for, these are like classic labels, and I used this template for Lister's Got a List for a long time. I made the prompts for you using this kind of like little format. Well, they have these two type of labels that I truly love. And so I decided to start designing some designs for Avery labels. So this is the Meaningful color palette on the mailing labels. And then these are these awesome stickers, these big 2-inch circles. These are also for Meaningful. Didn't they turn out awesome? So these little address labels look like those vintage, the little vintage file labels from back in the day, but in the Meaningful colors. So I loved that. So I'm going to grab one of these, and these are delicious. They're like all like beautiful and glossy. So I'm going to grab these and use this as one of my stickers. Okay, so I'm going to, one thing I noticed Adele does too in hers with circles is this is something I was doing too. So when I saw her do it, I was like, oh, I love putting stuff on the edge and then snipping it off like that. So it looks like it was kind of like it got cut off full bleed. Okay, so, whoa, did you guys see that? That was like a ninja. It flew at me. Okay, and so you have to add a word strip sticker. These are Misfits from the Faithful Girl collection. And I'm just going to add these. And because I'm basically doing everything pretty much faith related in this book, I'm just going to use all my faith related stuff in here. Okay, here's one of my cute little arrows. And I'm going to put that here. And I'll make a little quote right there as a call out. Are you guys getting sleepy? Boy, I am really good at taking up time. Oh, that's so funny. Adele, that's funny that I'm doing something soothing for you because you do that for so many people. So that's awesome. I don't know anyone who makes 8-hour, 10-hour long just streaming a video of them crafting. That I'm an introvert. I mean, I know you said you were an introvert, so I honestly do not know how you do that. I don't know that I could be outside my head that long, talking straight, or yeah, talking that long straight. That'd be hard to do. Okay, so I'm putting that in the corner. And I feel like this needs a little bit of, you guys can see, I get a lot of misfits in this life. you guys get all the good stuff. I get the misfits. And that's okay. Because even some of the misfits are not even that bad. Some of them are, but some of them aren't. Okay, so I've got another little circle going on there. I know, Ricky. You are a young girl. That's what I find so funny. You look like you're as young as the students that you probably teach, too. I can't imagine trying to teach kids these days. For those of you who are teachers, I salute you. I just can't imagine how hard that must be sometimes. You have to compete with so many distractions these poor kids have now in their lives. I mean, think how hard it was just to, you know, focus when we were kids and we didn't have all the stuff that they have to deal with. It must be very challenging, to say the least. And I would say for some people who teach, it is definitely a ministry. Okay, so I'm just like grabbing all these like fun little random stickers that were in my, these are from the kits this is the Love Your Selfie sticker from our kit that we make for the Love Your Selfie workshop. I'm like, I'm so tired now I can't even formulate my words. I feel like I need to have something right here. I usually try to put stuff in the center, if nothing more than to break up the okay, I know what I'm going to do. I have not used this washi in forever ago. I think this is washi I got when I first started crafting and first started buying all my washi. You know, I love the fact that so many of you ladies are retired. I love that because it's like you, so many times I think people think it's going to be so amazing when they retire, and then they get there and then it's not what they imagined. And sometimes I've talked to several people about this, is sometimes you feel a little bit lost because our identity, you know, in our society that we live in is so much about what we do. It's one of the reasons I think people, you know, when we meet people for the first time, we have that tendency of asking like, well, what do you do? You know, that's one of our social, you know, at a social event, it's one of the questions you ask people, what is it that you do? So imagine like when you retire, it's kind of like, well, what do I do? Who am I anymore? And that's why the reset message is so important to me. It feels like a calling because I had to reset based on a different reason, but I did lose my job at the time. And the truth was I hated what I did for a living, hated it. And it was kind of like being released from prison when I didn't have to do it anymore and I got a chance to do something else. Ooh, you know what? Oh, no, I won't be doing that. that washi is like, nope, I'm part of this page now. It is too late. It is too late. Sometimes washi can be very persnickety. Sometimes it's a dream and it'll come right off that page, and sometimes it's not having it. Okay, so I still feel like I need something. See, I naturally want to put something in the middle. I do. It feels naked like this. Okay, so here I'm envisioning that my text would flow this way, and then I feel like something has to kind of create another roadblock right there, because text looks better when it's not like flowing into one giant block, like setting it apart somehow. So I think I'm going to use my daughter's little... I still think this is so cute that she came up with these little... I was a proud mama when I saw these. I'm like, what made you think of those? I love brackets. I'm always drawing brackets in my notes. Always. I'll add them to the page just because I love the way they look. Okay. So I'm going to add some kind of like little call out note there. And I gotta tell you, this feels good. Like this level, imagine if you just grabbed yourself a little pile of sticker sheets, some washi, and some highlighters, you know, and your whatever book you happen to be reading, and you just focus on, this is the little freebie sheet that Kai puts in her her little orders. I think that's so cute. This little otter has glasses. He is so adorable. See his little glasses? Oh my gosh. Oh, he's so funny. I feel like I need to have him in my page. And he needs to go with my honey, because he makes no sense with my vintage honey. But that's okay. Okay. All right. And on this one, I'm going to snip the edge of this off and then make it look like it's sticking out of the page like that. Because darn it, I'm sticking something in them near the middle of that. I think this is a picture of Lindsay Letters that I took off of, I don't know, probably Instagram, maybe Pinterest. I think that's her. I could be wrong. Lindsay Letters has blonde hair like that, but I just thought that was such a cool picture. And I just thought, I want to stick that in my book. You can take random pictures. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to, you know, is that part of the design? I think that's part of the design, and I'm trying to snip it off. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone but you. Isn't that a cute otter? Totally agree. The brackets are genius. I totally agree. I love them. If I could show you guys how often, like if I showed you my note pages, my notebooks, I am always adding brackets. It's some weird little quirk of mine that I developed when I was like in junior high. I started my love affair with the brackets. So tell me why I didn't think of my own brackets. My kid did, but not me. Okay. And these little tiny, like little die cuts, these are great for stuff like this. So, you know, some of us are buying up all these journal cards, we're buying up die cuts, and we're not really even using them for like memory keeping or anything. We just sort of hoard them. This, I hope, is your permission to stop hoarding them and start using them. So there's a page. Ta-da! I'm going to take this sticker, this will be for, here, I'm going to move this sticker down. I can't tell you how many times I do that. Say, look, I'm done. And then I start messing with the page again. Ah, silly rabbit. Okay. So I'm going to add that up there. I generally like putting some kind of tag somewhere where I can put the date of it on there. So that will be for the next set of notes. I have been reading some fantastic books lately. And I'm getting, sometimes it's hard reading on a Kindle because it's so easy to bounce around all over and not really finish anything. I need to start being more disciplined about doing that and just read it and get it done. This is one of my little journal cards from Grateful. So I think what I'm going to do on the next page, see, I guess I'm not lying to you guys. Look, I did tell the truth. I am crafting. In my mind, I'm okay with doing the talking and you guys do the crafting. That's okay with me. To me, that's still the late night crafty club, because you guys can just kind of craft along while I'm chit-chatting, and I think that's okay, but sometimes I get the feeling that you guys are hoping or expecting me to do some of it. So I'm like, okay, this time I gotta be the one doing the crafting. Okay, so do I like her? Okay, I think I'm gonna put these two on here. And I'm just going to write around it. How cool will that be? You can treat a journal card like a scrapbooker would treat a photograph. You know, you could just pretend like that's the photograph and then kind of like embellish around it like they would. Oops. That was not even remotely even. All right. Let me try that again. Okay. Well, Diana, that's wonderful. When people ask you what you do, living my life and enjoying every minute. We're going to need to make you a t-shirt. Okay, so there is an example of another page, and I think the best way to embellish this one is with some washi. Washi is very thin, so it'd be very good about not making my pages too fluffy. Good night, Melissa. And Miss Ricky, if I did see your comment or question earlier, I am coming back to Texas. I am planning on going back to Round Top, Texas to do an event at that fabulous, what do you call it? The Lone Star Glamp Inn. I'm going to be doing a weekend long retreat there. And so I'm going to be posting on that more. Another event I'm doing next year is with Shauna of Illustrated Faith. She and I are also going to be doing a 4-day retreat next year. So I have some like fun stuff in the works. I'm doing a workshop with Miss Tracy Claiborne in Nashville. I love this. I think I'm going to move it though. So I'm going to be adding some more stuff to the event calendar very shortly, so you guys can see the next stuff that I'm offering, and hopefully you will be able to attend something. Some things are definitely going to be like a treat yourself situation, a once in a lifetime kind of, you know, event, because it's not something that I would offer or be able to offer again. I was really excited to get the chance to teach with Shauna because she's such a sweetheart. And she's definitely someone I for sure consider God putting in my life, and just she's such a good role model to me. So I'm going to be teaching a class and with her, not a class, a retreat, and I will be announcing all of that very soon. I haven't updated you guys on what we've been doing recently. So I posted in the group, and I mentioned on Instagram as well. My Mr. Crafty, otherwise known as Mark, his real life name, he just celebrated his big 50 birthday. And, you know, he is such a fantastic person. He's such a good husband. He does so much for me and for everything that the Reset Girl does. Like, I would not be able to do what I do without him. So we decided that we're going to give him a whole birthday week. And so we, you know, did some of the things he wanted to do. But one of the things we decided to do was get an Xbox. And so that has been a lot of fun because we bought a game. I had no idea how complicated the gaming controller would be. If some of you guys, hi Natasha. If some of you guys have watched your kids play Xbox or PlayStation or any of that, please know that they are like amazing little geniuses, that they can manipulate that controller, because it is so much harder than you could ever realize. There are so many buttons that do different things. It's so frustrating to try and move around any type of game. But I found one that I love, and we have been obsessed playing video games now. So I am now a gamer. And I'm sure when we get to the end of this game, then I'll probably be like, I'm retired. That was it. That was the only game that I was interested in. But it's been a lot of fun to play with him, you know. It's not something every wife is probably willing to do, and I think that it makes me feel kind of cool that I'm 46 years old and here I am playing a game killing zombies and stuff like that. It just, I don't know. I know it's actually really fun to play together. We play this game where you can play, like, you play the same character at the same time, and he can make the character like fight, and I can like make the character move around a little bit. So I'm actually learning how to do it, and I feel pretty proud of myself because I did not think I would do so well at it so quickly. It's very hard, much harder than I thought. So it's been a lot of fun doing this, and I laugh that I'm a gamer because I really don't see that continuing forever. But it is very addicting, I will say that. Now I get why my nephews are so like attached to their video games. Because I'm sitting here, I got some Thanksgiving, and I'm like, maybe we should just go back to the RV and play. Okay, so, all right, so that gives me some room to craft. That was so much fun just gluing stuff down that I'm like, so I'm not sure I love this washi though. It's gonna stick out in this weird random way and make my writing kind of, maybe I need to make it smaller. That's right, Corey the Reset Gamer. You can reset at any time, including becoming a gamer. Who would have thought? My brother, growing up, we were like one of the first kids on the block to have an Atari. And I have to tell you guys, us Gen Xers out there, there's a huge difference with the Atari controller that was like a joystick and your thumb versus all of this buttons and knobs, and there's like 2 buttons here, there's buttons on top, there's joysticks on top. Oh my goodness, it is too much. And every game is different. Like every game has different ways of moving and moving the game around. So that's why I feel pretty darn accomplished that I've gotten like as far as I have in this game, and I'm getting better at it every day. Okay. All right. I think I can feel pretty good about this. I've gotten 2 pages done. I've proven the point that like the Crafty Commonplace book is a super simple little place to create. Now that I've done this, you guys will probably see this in the next video where I fill this all in. And thank you so much for the wonderful feedback that you guys gave me about that video, because a lot of you just love the music. You just loved how it was, you know, speeded up. I personally love music videos that are speeded up and people are just playing music. So this is kind of a nice back and forth where I can chat during this part and then I'll fill it in. So if you have not started your Crafty Commonplace book, I would count that as one of the options for doing things when you're low energy, low ebb, in a creative slump, not feeling it. This is a super simple thing. All I'm going to do to fill this in with the text is I'm going to copy some notes out of the book I'm reading. That's it. This is someone else's words. I didn't have to think of anything hard. This is not something that was like difficult in any way. I just added some highlighting. That was it. So I'm copying someone else's brilliant thoughts into here. And so one day I'll be able to flip all the pages of my book and read all these amazing highlights and notes from the different books about faith that I have read. So thank you, Miss Kathy. Happy belated birthday to Mr. Crafty. All right, ladies, it is now 11:40. Although I think for some of you it is 8:40 on the West Coast. Oh, there I am. There I am. There's my Crafty Commonplace book. La. Okay. You know, it's funny. I never really set like a limit or like this is what time the show is from, this time to this time. This is very like whenever I come to the conclusion of what I had to say. That's how these shows go. But I think it's the longest they've been has been 3 hours. So I think we're at the 2 hour, 40-minute mark. And I think for some people, they're like, how do you watch videos that long? That's crazy long. So, and yet some of you were like, never make short videos ever. So it's kind of funny just how people I noticed that the younger the viewers are, the younger the YouTuber, the shorter the videos. Some of the girls that I enjoy watching that are total millennials, these girls are like early 20s. But it's very interesting to watch how they do, like how they do their videos, how their format is, how they stage things, what they talk about. Really interesting and inspiring. I learned a lot from them. But I find it funny that they'll apologize. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry for the long video. And it's like 20 minutes. I'm like, I don't think I even have a 20-minute video. So I'm not for everybody, that's for sure. I've seen plenty of people say, oh, woof, I could not ever watch her videos. They're way too long. Totally get it. So, but I guess in this community, this is what we love, is the chatting, because, oh, thank you, Miss Tracy. Miss Tracy says she could watch 5 hours of me. Well, I think that's probably how long we ended up staying up talking the one night I was over there. So, I really, truly appreciate you guys. It's weird to think like yesterday was Thanksgiving, and you know, we are going to just speed like a bullet towards Christmas. You watch. And I still have to kind of figure out the schedule for Late Night Crafty Club, because I know once the Christmas time comes, you guys are not going to have as much downtime. And I do have one workshop, like I said, in St. Petersburg, Florida, December 9th and 10th. So that weekend, off the calendar. So I might have to do another show next weekend to pace this properly. And my goal is to try to have 2 shows every month at least. This month did not work out. I was not having as good a month with getting everything organized and set up, and going back home for my aunt's memorial that kind of took me down for a while, because that's my first auntie that I've lost. And I love my aunties so much. I have an amazing family. I really truly do. I'm so blessed. And so that was really hard to get back into mode. So so I will get my act together, and I'll get something on the schedule and get that up on to the events page. So what I would ask is that you guys really like start getting it in to your mindset that the resetgirl.com is like the one-stop shopping for the Reset Girl. So whether that is, shopping with me, whether that's going and to do an online workshop, to finding out when the Late Night Crafty Club is, signing up for a newsletter, our homepage has been completely set up so that everything I offer, everything I do is all laid out for you, and that you can find what you need easily. And if you can't for some reason, please email us at slapithigh at theresetgirl.com, because we will answer you for sure. So those are my thoughts for this episode. I hope that those of you who kind of sometimes feel bad or guilty or get down on yourself or are going through tough times right now, and you're just in that slumpy place, all I can say from my own past and knowing all of the many, many valleys that I have gone through in my life, that holding on to this little part of your life is really important. Don't sever yourself off from the community. Just come hang out at the Happy Place Club. The whole reason that club exists is because I wanted it to be this happy, positive place on the internet where women could come to be refreshed if they needed to. If you're having a hard time, this is where you can see positive things. I encourage everyone to post pictures of happy moments in your life, wins that you've had, things you've created. That's the purpose of that club. It's for the slumpy times. For some people, they're having the best time of their life, and some people are going through a hard season. So that's what our community is for. It's to help lift each other up. And if only through just sharing little pieces of our lives, of what's going on. And often you guys do. Some of you are sharing, pray for my sister, pray for this situation. I just lost, quite a few of us have lost a parent this year. And, and I cannot even believe that's like what happened this year. It just, if it still doesn't feel real. I can't believe that happened. But that is what life is. It just brings you constant curveballs. So please avail yourself of the community. Don't be afraid to post. I am having a hard time right now. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to justify it. No one's going to judge you because your hard time is not as hard as someone else's hard time. They're all personal to us, aren't they? Going through hard things is personal to you. We all have different levels of what we can take and how we approach things. Some of us are wired very emotionally. I know I am. So I take things very hard. It's very hard to overcome hard things. I'm a tenacious person, but it's still hard to deal with it. So please feel that's what the Happy Place Club is for. Know that's what I want you there for. And that's why I do this, so that you are with each other, that you can talk to each other and reach out to each other in a chat room. You know, we have that ability because we have the internet. Yay! So I will be updating the events calendar. I do have some fantastic events coming up next year, including the Cruising with the Reset Girl. Those cruise tickets are still available. I can't believe how many tickets that have been sold. I am so honored, and they are still available to purchase. So it is not too late for you if you have been on the fence. And if you want more information about it, theresetgirl.com, you will see that I have a little events button to push, and you will find out all about the things that I'm offering. So I am... Good job, Michelle. Shh, crack that whip, girl. Sometimes there are young men that decide to crash our party and don't have nice manners. So we have to bing them right out of the late night crafty club. So I know some of you guys are having really tough things as we head into this holiday season. So I totally understand that, and just know that there is please come into the Faithful Life Club if you want prayer, if you want, to share. This community has some very big-hearted women in it. And that is like something I just absolutely love. I see that in the workshops that I do, like getting to meet people in real life. It's like they live up to just as sweet as I imagined. So please feel like you are in good company. You don't have to feel like you are alone in what you're going through, and there's no shame at all in admitting like I'm going through it, because that's what happens in this life. We go through it, and fortunately we are very blessed to have each other and to just be able to say like, this is a tough time. Maybe there's things that you don't want to tell people in your real life. Share with your online sisters. So I'm going to be thinking about some fun thing that we can do in December. I want to do something fun, a little project, kind of like, I try to think of something fun like to do as a group. I try to come up with ideas that makes, like our little community special. Like this is this fun little thing that we do here. So if you have ideas of things you're interested in, I'm kind of thinking like what I sort of, keep imagining is like, what if we picked like, everybody picks something that they're scared of doing. Like for me, it's for whatever reason, it's memory keeping. I'm scared of it. I have the things for it. I'm just scared to jump in. But what if we like just have this like kind of jump in project that we all do together, whatever that is. I kind of thought like, wouldn't that be nice to kind of start 2018 with this like thing that I overcame because it's some little obstacle in your head. So that's just an idea, stuff like that. I'm just trying to think of stuff that's like, stuff that is kind of like, what am I trying to say? That's common to a lot of us. It's common. As much stuff as we might have in our possession, sometimes we have a hard time executing and using it. I am a Christmas bucket list, indeed. I know our Australian girls are finally at a point, like by changing the time frame, you guys are better off now. It's not so early in the morning for you either. And now it's more like afternoon and you're already in the future. like we're going to bed. You guys are already in tomorrow. I love that that's the case, though. It's so fun that people on the other side of the globe are in this chat room and that we're all talking together. So it's a very lovely thing. We are very, very blessed to have this connection. And Miss Canona, one of the things that you mentioned is just being kind of scared to go on the cruise. And that's incredibly common. I think everybody on some level, especially if it's your first cruise or it's your first craft event, or you don't have friends in real life that craft, so you're kind of like, I can't do that alone. I totally understand that. And being an introvert on top of it can sometimes make that fear greater. But the way I see it is, this is kind of like this once in a lifetime fun jump off like the diving board into the deep end of the pool kind of thing. And I'm going to do my absolute best to make this as introvert friendly as possible. As soon as we get past December, I'm going to, for all of those who've paid to go to the cruise, we're going to have a private Facebook group, and we're going to start doing some little fun. I have these great little ideas for doing some fun craft projects in the Facebook group, so that by the time we get to the cruise, you guys will have been able to talk to each other. You'll have these fun little things that we've put together that you'll be able to use to like collect like little yearbooks and other fun little things that I can't divulge. But you'll be able to feel like you have a little bit more connection to people, and everyone's not perfect strangers, if that helps. And though some of us are traveling with husbands, and husbands are definitely welcome, and boyfriends, and they're totally welcome. But just know, whether or not you have a partner or not, this is a kind of a girls cruise. And I want to do, I really want you guys to feel like we're all doing this fun thing together. We're all a little scared to do it. We're all a little nervous. But imagine like what an amazing thing that is to be able to say, like, I did this scary thing and I went and did it. That's been my attitude when I wanted to reset my life. I started making myself do some scary things. I made myself go out in public and go eat in restaurants by myself. I dated myself. I went out into public and did scary stuff just so that I could kind of get over this fear of feeling like, oh, I can't do that by myself. So just bear that in mind. Those of you who have been mulling over this cruise thing and thinking, I can't do that, just know that I totally get it. I'm going to be scared. I'm going to be nervous. I get it, and a lot of others get it. You are not alone. You are in the majority of people going. Most of them are nervous about doing this, but I assure you that I am aware of it. I want everyone to have a fun time, and I'm going to do everything possible that we can all kind of bond in this Facebook group, and you guys can get to know each other. I'm going to be sending you little personal little mailings from me that you'll get before the cruise. So it will all be a really wonderful, memorable event and not something scary. So thank you guys so much. Good night, Miss Claudette. Let's see here. Oh, Miss Susan, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I can't believe how many people have lost a parent this year. And maybe it's like that thing that happens like when you start car shopping and you're looking for that one car, and all of a sudden that's the only car you can see. And I wonder if that's what happened to me, like losing my father. Now all of a sudden I can see the post saying I lost my mom, I lost my dad. And maybe I didn't see it the same way before. I wonder if there isn't a kind of a larger number of people who've lost a parent this year, or maybe that's just because it happened to me, so now I see it differently. It is very hard. It's a very hard thing. It's going to happen. Logically, we're all going to lose our parents. You just know it. And one day we're going to be gone, and our kids are going to go through it too. It is the horrible cycle of life. It's terrible to say things in cliches, but we must depart. We must leave. We must graduate on. We must, it is that part of life. But it is a weird feeling to be in a world where that significant person that raised you, helped shape you, mold you, was there in your life so consistently, who loved you, championed you, whatever that is. and then is no longer there. It's like everything they poured into you, everything they did for you, you know, that's what you have to cling to, because that's the part that's left behind. That's how you honor the parent, you know, that's left, is clinging to all the good that they did for you. Because that's all we can do, right? When we're here, it's the same thing for us. Like all the good that we can do into our children's lives, that's all you get to leave behind. It's not the stuff. We're not taking that behind, and that's not going to help them in their life. It's the shaping and molding and loving of them. So, I love you girls so much, and I just I thank you for allowing me to be in your lives. I thank you for tuning into the show. I thank you so much for supporting our brand and just being here and being excited to be here. Just, you guys just make my whole, it's not just like you make my day. That's just such a small way of saying it. You guys make my whole life. What I get to do is such an honor that that you are here watching me in my little RV, in my jammies. So, but I really appreciate it more than you'll ever know. You guys give me this as a paycheck, and it's the best job in the world. I want you guys to have a fantastic weekend, and do not forget that the honeygirlstickerco.com is running that sale all the way through the midnight on Monday, and that will be your opportunity to go shop those little Reset Girl stickers that we churned out and loved and brought into the world for the planner community. So and make sure that you get some self-care time in this weekend, and you do something crafty and creative, because I just gave you some ideas to help you in a minimal, low-level creative way. Whether it's ripping up magazines for your creative projects, zipping through your Pinterest boards and organizing them and using that new feature that they have, making yourself an inspiration book, all of these different things, reading Big Magic, Craft a Life You Love. Stay engaged with creativity. Do not let it go completely. It's going to serve you, and when you are able to come back to it, you'll see. It will be there, ready to love on you again. So I love you guys, and I will post in the group when the next Late Night Crafty Club is coming up, and if you're signed up for the newsletter, I will send out that notification, hopefully a day before the actual day goes live. So love you guys so much. Mwah, 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 mwah. I will see you soon. And I need a partying song to sign me off and say goodnight. So I will just sit here and tell you guys goodnight until Mr. Crafty comes in and shuts things down, as he does. Good night, Miss Ricky and Miss Jill. Good night, Karen and Jimelin. Miss Kesia, Miss Michelle, Miss Inky Quill, Adele. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for helping me through my hard time. Miss Claudia, good night. Thank you, and thank you for being on my team and representing my brand. And Miss Susanna, if you are still here, mwah, mwah to you as well. Thank you. Good night, Jill. Good night, Linda. Here comes Mr. Crafty. Good night, everybody. Good night. I know, right? Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen.